Hello, hello, everyone. Hope you're all well. Hey, JD, just sagacious. Put a one if you can hear me okay. Hopefully, you can. And Irvin, yes, I've wrenched you. How many wrenches have you now? I would say you've probably got about 10 anyway. Hey, Grouchy Mama Bear. Hey, Dave. Well, I'm not expecting too many in here tonight because there's been a lot of drama on these streets tonight. Or this evening, rather, I should say. Hi, Laurie. Hey, love, are you all right? Hey, naughty Audie. Oh, um, all I'll say about that is I'll reach out to Sally Ann tomorrow privately and have a chat with her off here. Right, Irvin, how many wrenches have you? Come on, let us know. Laurie, I actually don't really know what's happened, to tell you the truth. Hey, fraudbusters. All I know is that there seems to be some sort of fallout and everyone seems to be upset. Hi, Gen X. I will reach out. And Chloe Joe, Julianne Jackson, Violet, hope I have S.A., Barb, Leslie, uh, lots of oldies here. I shouldn't really say oldies, should I? Hey, Helen and Tina. What? S.A., you have 0 wrenches? You probably don't want them either. I've got a couple of wrenches. I've got one for CJ and one for Helen. And of course, Sagacious. Laurie, I actually have no idea. I switched on, seen that Sally Ann was really, really upset, kind of got half the gist of it, thought, don't really know all that's going on. Yeah, and that's all I'm going to say as well. But I will reach out to Sally Ann tomorrow and have a chat. And I've one on Laurie's as well. Yeah, I have. I'm quite a lazy wrench though. Probably somebody like Dave is good with the links. Foxy's brilliant, have to say. Yous are all brilliant though. So what's the crack with everybody? Hope everybody's doing all right this week. Had to put on my big girl pants and decided to go live on my own at the start anyway. Hopefully somebody will come up and join me later on. As you know, as Dorothy would like to say, she made my channel. She really owns it. So, hey Bev, you're very welcome. So I thought I might as well utilise it. So I'm going to start doing lives every Saturday evening or time, because a lot of the lives that's been done is nighttime for us and we end up missing them. And that's all right, Gen X. Sure, I'll speak to you later, love. And I might as well utilise this channel. I do my clips, but I do like to run my mouth and I do like to give my opinion. So I might as well do it on here. Hey, Memphis Mama. So just bear with me tonight until I get, kind of get into the run of it. Hey, no, not Kelly, Bones. I think Kelly and crew should be over here shortly. She had done her live a wee bit earlier, so she could fit in with me, which was very nice. Helen Chaffer, how are you? Yeah, you have missed a lot, Helen. A lot. Bev, I am from the north of Ireland, County Antrim. I'm actually from the coast. Farming community. I am what JD would call a culture. Country. We're country. So there's a lot of different dialects and accents here. I'm just trying to catch up. I have Dark Angel. Hey, girl. I have set up Nightbot to drop links for other channels. So hopefully it'll kick in and it'll drop the links to a lot of the channels that I sub to and also promote me as well. I'm a great believer that we should all promote each other. Hey, Jude. But tonight, as you know, might as well just get into it here. Last week, Dorothy was taken ill and went to the hospital. We were all very, very worried about her. And a lot of us reached out either by email or by, hey, Kelly, or reached out through mutual friends to find out if she was going to be okay. We were told by Natasha, hey, Moa, that she was okay. And the next thing we knew, Dorothy went live. Started off great, started off well. And hey, Queen Bee. Oh, you're at the carnival. Brilliant. Have a great time. I wish I was there instead of rainy Northern Ireland. But hey. But no, as I say, it all started very well. She had said that she wanted to stop the hate. Country Joe, you're coming up shortly, just so that you know, my love. And then she started on Kelly within a matter of minutes, accusing Kelly of creating channels to go after Natasha. Right. Hi, Gina. I've known Kelly a long time, and I can tell you this. You know, we might have had differences along the way, but that's not what she does. She'll use her channel, she'll go up, and she'll say what she wants on her channel. She won't make up channels to do that. And for you, Dorothy, to come out and say that, I mean, really? You're only out of the hospital, and you have to start in with the drama. I mean, I just, that to me, I knew then what was coming. Hey, Foxy. And I wasn't wrong. Yeah, she pissed a lot of people off. Bones was raging that Kelly was even brought into this. Yeah, and you weren't even on YouTube. And Kelly, you use your channel. You're like me. We don't do alts. Hey, Mama Knows Best, my love. We come up, I either make clip videos or I come up and run my mouth, either on here or on someone else's channel. I can do that. I don't have to explain to anyone what panels I go on and what I want to talk about. If I'm welcomed onto someone's panel, I'll talk. But that was okay until the next few days. All was quiet, and then she started. And she's went back to where exactly she left off, which was dragging and slagging everyone. You're very welcome, Mama Knows Best. I just couldn't believe it. Well, no, I actually could believe it. What am I saying? I know Dorothy. I know what she's like. Hey, Catnip. She went through everyone. She could actually have used this as an opportunity because people were feeling compassion. Hi, Laurie. You know, to start again. And she could have started again because I know a lot of creators had actually reached out to her. They felt compassion, they felt empathy, but no. She had to go back to where she started. And it's been everyone from MRB, Laurie, CJ, myself, Kelly. I mean, she's definitely going after Granny's Watching big time for what she classes as a cancer scan. But we'll be talking about scams just in a wee minute, Dorothy. Yeah. I held a lot back when I left your channel. But you did not show me 1 ounce of grace. I never wanted to be your friend again, but I felt compassion for you, and you threw that right back in my face. So I'm sorry. I won't show you even 1 ounce of grace moving forward. And I will call out your lies, your scams on here. You use your channel to trash, harass people. Well, I'm going to use my channel to call people like you out. And we're going to go through exactly, in my opinion, what I think you're doing. Country Joe, do you want to come up, my love? Yes, I'll drop the link. Nightbot's working. So there's my email, everyone. Yeah. Hey, Deb and PA. I'm going to drop the link. If anyone wants to come up, I would love to have a chat with them. I hope I don't knock myself off here. As I say, she could have come back here and things could have been very different. But sadly, obviously Dorothy doesn't want that. She wants to continue with the lies. And there's a few other things I'm going to go over too as well about another creator. Thanks everybody for being here, and thanks for being patient with me until I get started. So if anyone wants to click the link, I would love someone to come up and have a chat with me. Yeah, you're right there, Chloe Joe. I did hear this morning that the Crama Vault and Squishy the Cat had lost their channels, but I've just checked and I see Crama Vault has actually popped back up again. So maybe that was just a rumour. And she is escalating fraudbusters. Absolutely. This week I'm going to show some clips. And because it's been played out in a public platform, I'm going to talk about it. Yep. And I know that, Barb. So I'm going to... Country Joe, do you want to come up? Did you get the link, girl? Good girl. Deb, thank you. You know, and it might only be, hey, B+. She says the same old shite as I say. Hey, CJ, is that you, my girl?
Yes, it is.
Hey.
Hey, hold on a minute. Hold on, sorry. Just had to turn my YouTube off. Hey, honey.
Oh, you sound
Sorry,
bad.
CJ, sorry I came off your channel. I just couldn't deal with that shit anymore.
Yeah.
I wasn't having, and it wasn't aimed at you. It wasn't aimed at anyone. It wasn't appropriate.
Yeah, there's a lot been going on behind the scenes that not everybody knows about.
Yeah,
I get that.
And it should have been kept behind the scenes, CJ. Honestly,
It should,
that's all I'm saying.
but unfortunately, it wasn't.
No.
And then you've got one side putting out all their information, and it's not fair that the other side isn't, and they're getting vilified, and I don't like that. But it was getting completely out of hand.
Yeah, it was. I'll be honest, CJ, I'm going to reach out to Sally Ann tomorrow, and I'll talk privately to her, even on a Zoom, because I wasn't comfortable. I haven't a clue, really, what's been going on behind the scenes, what's brought all this on, and that's why I didn't really want to talk about it.
It's a big mess, Stuart. I don't think I even really know everything.
No, I don't think you do.
But I mean, this life isn't about it. So
No,
No.
it's not. No. And I think for me, I'll talk to Sally Ann privately,
yeah,
and I hope she'll be all right. I hope everybody will be all right through this.
Yeah.
But it's just it's just a mess. Let's be honest.
it is.
Anyway, let's talk about
Let's talk about something different.
the thirsty, scamming, e-begging crackball we've got. Sorry.
I'm gonna put a clip, one of my videos up, and then we can talk about it. Exactly. This is where she went back to, right? She had an opportunity to change, cool it, but no, she couldn't. And it's actually a bit sad.
Yeah, be your best friend.
Let us have a look. This is Dot just this week, right? Hopefully, can you see this screen?
Yep.
And I understand the cycle of abuse. I do. She's a psychopath. She really has issues. Huge issues. She could go fuck herself. Who the hell is creating channels that is about Natasha? Like, what is wrong with people? Is that Kelly the Advocate doing that? It has to be, right? But don't support and then want to keep it secret, just like Brittany, that fraudulent coward did. She is just such a thirst bucket. Yep. Oh yeah, MRB. She's not a nice person. Like the way AJ obsesses over me, I pity her. It's a very sad, sick way to be. Even Irish Crime. She's obsessed. It's sick.
Oh.
Yeah, I do the whole channel. And I hate saying that because I feel like a pompous asshole. I do hate saying it, but even Drama Vault, whatever her name is, Drama Vault, not Drama Vault, Drama Vault. And the same thing with Irish. That channel exists because of me. And she chose to have Lori Life Happens up on, or like, life doesn't happen. Life is smacking that bitch right in the face. Whatever, CJ's friends, that vile, vicious, vulgar creature. Granny, all the way, front to back, side to side, in your fucking face, smack you, you dumb bitch.
Yes,
How
great.
dare you snitch? If anybody should be canceled, it's her and Lycan. Canceled on the spot. You, oh bitch, bring it on. Bring that fucking shit on. You couldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole. I guarantee it. I can fucking touch you though, whore. You fucking little whore. That's what you are.
She hates everybody.
Everybody.
Hold on a minute. Connie's just wants to
Here
ask
to
me
tell you, I'm not the same person.
Oh. Stop screen. Now, that is this past week. So she's come back and not one thing's changed. Absolutely not one thing.
Well,
If
the bank
anything,
balance has got a bit bigger.
her bank balance, yes. That is what I think we should lead on to, because it is something I'm going to be talking about tonight. And I will play this clip and then we will get into it.
Can I just say something? How can she sit there
I know.
and talk about people being thirst buckets and e-begging?
I know.
That's all she's done.
I know. I know. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dot, please. Like, listen back to some of your lives because you're making yourself look like a complete fucking fool.
But I don't think
Seriously.
I actually don't even think.
And she does look over the lives.
No.
I don't either.
I think she's fucking high on something when she's live. That's my thing. I think she forgets that she's been live. I think she forgets everything that she says.
Probably. Right. This is very informative, I think. And It's called Money Goes Hand in Hand with Addiction. Dorothy's words. Hopefully you'll see it okay.
I am dropping my Cash App, seeing everybody else got links. I'm dropping my Cash App because Dorothy is trying to earn a little money for having a channel. That's it. That's it. To reimburse for my internet and stuff like that. So that's why I have a Cash App. Unless you want to use Super Chat, that's fine too. But please think of you, girl, too. Thank you. Because it makes my water bill go up from like $70 a month to like over $150. So I got to be careful with the water because it can really hit my budget hard. I want to get him a gaming chair for him to be able to sit in with the sound effects on it. So we'll see. I put it on his wish list. I picked it out because it was the cheapest one. Guys, let's make a quick announcement. I'm trying to get money together for a watch that tracks my blood sugars, and also for some. When I went down, I knocked out 3 of my bottom teeth.
Liar.
3 of my bottom teeth. So I'm trying to get together money for some dental work. Some of it's covered through Medicaid, but some of it's not. So I set up a PayPal. So if anybody wants to donate to it, I'm going to drop the PayPal in the chat. Yeah, so I'm just trying to raise a little bit of money. So anybody who would like to donate to the channel, there's my Cash App, please. Because I'm just going to make a PayPal. I swear to God, I am. Like, it's just not right. If we're going to just accept this as fucking acceptable behavior, I'm fucking doing it too. Why the fuck shouldn't I? I'm so sick of it. I'm an addict, so I know how the brain works. Let me tell you, I could steal your wallet and help you look for it. That's the type of addict I was. So when I needed my money to get what I needed, I did what I had to do. So would I come into a site like this and try to maybe gain financially as just a bystander? Absolutely, if I thought it would work. So that's why I'm against any money transactions, because money goes hand in hand with addiction. It's just, it's how it is.
Wow. Now that was only...
Wow, I wouldn't want to leave my handbag anywhere near her.
That was only a year ago.
Wow.
That last clip.
Yeah. And it seems to be when she started to get that extra bit of money, things went rapidly downhill.
Well, she's had those teeth missing a lot longer than what she's saying. Because of the way she speaks and the way she's always spoke, she's just got this funny sort of lisp kind. She speaks as though she's missing the teeth on the bottom.
She is.
Yeah.
Hey, OG.
That's how. Even like before the hospital trip, she spoke like that, and it's since. Now she's trying to say like that it's been from her being unconscious or whatever. It's bullshit. It's like the whole thing. It's like the whole thing where they're saying, the polysubstance abuse.
We'll get into that. Yeah.
Yeah, polysubstance abuse is more than one substance.
Absolutely.
And they're not going to put cigarette smoke. They're not going to put cigarette like smoking. It would be the abuse of maybe her medication that she takes for her diabetes, etc., and all her other medical problems, or it could be abuse of illegal substances. That's what polysubstance.
Laurie, I know exactly what it is.
Yeah,
I know
and she's trying to put it down to being about smoking. It's not. It's the fact that she's abused her drugs or whatever, and that is one of the reasons why she's in hospital, because she's abused.
Well, I think we need to go back. We need to go back, right? And there was an episode at Christmas that I covered for. Okay. I covered for her up to over a week. And if you go back and look, you will know that it was me that never done lives, me that never done anything, had to go on and do the live with Pastor Mill. Do you remember?
Yeah.
She asked me to do it because she didn't want to lose it. Hey, Granny. And I had never done a live like that. I had only just started to come up on lives. But I did it because she was my friend and she asked me and she was in a bad spot. And that was the start of it. Then this led on to February with the infamous 47-hour live. And that is where the paranoia started to kick in. She didn't trust anyone, and I mean anyone. Me, who was never anything but loyal to her, she had went to other mutual friends and it was like saying that I was working with this one, that one. She was saying it about everyone, right? She had a complete, utter obsession over Jessica Lynn. That wasn't healthy. I mean, it wasn't healthy.
Who did?
Dorothy.
Darcy did?
Well, you
Yeah.
know she did.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah,
so
she is,
obsessed.
Yeah, very.
Yeah. Now,
Do you know what I think that comes down to? I think that came down to the fact that Granny had grown her channel so quickly and had gone past Dorothy. I think that's
yeah,
what the
that
problem
was
that's what I
Yeah.
noticed, was that when Granny got past Dot, she became very, very bitter and nasty, and vile, and used the excuse over the whole wish list stuff. But I think that it was down to the fact that Granny was doing better than her. That's my
Yeah.
observation from when I first came into the community, was that, you know, Granny had less subs than I had, you know, when I first came in. She was only on like 1.2, and then she grew so rapidly and she overtook Dorothy, and that is when, you know, I think Dorothy could see that she was doing so well, and that
Yeah.
is where the nastiness and the bitterness came in. It was obvious. It was obvious. Do you know what I mean?
She then,
How did you ruin her channel? She ruins her own channel. Oh my God.
I know, she then had taken it into her head about lots of other people. Just absolute shite. She had accused B Plus of, she is absolutely obsessed about Suboxone, right? Obsessed, right? To Dorothy, that is a great shame. Why? I have no idea, right? That is why she adds the recovery coach in her name. Let's be honest. She's no more a recovery coach than I am. Hey, Kool-Aid.
She's no recovery coach.
No, she's not. No, absolutely not. Now, it's got worse. It's got worse over the last 6 months. We can all see it. I was shocked, and I mean really shocked, when I seen her on camera. That's not the Dorothy I know. She looks horrendous. She looks a wreck. Are you there, CJ? Are you sleeping? CJ?
Yeah.
Are you okay, love?
Yeah, honey. Just
All right. Oh, I thought someone's sleeping. I thought you maybe fell asleep. Are you tired, girl?
I'm okay, honey.
I know you're not feeling that great. But it has got worse. And she looks skin and bones. I mean, CJ,
you've got everybody in the chat saying how great, you look beautiful.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. It is crazy. And for this fund, PayPal, Cash Apps, she's desperate for money. Desperate. Now, the watch she's talking about, we have talked to someone that is a dietitian.
Like
she was on your live last night, CJ. Audie.
Oh, naughty.
Brilliant woman. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Now, with Medicaid, if you take more than one shot a day, you can get a free glucose monitor or glucose watch. Isn't that right, Laurie?
Yeah.
And she explained everything about the diabetes right down. You know, Dorothy, to say that she's looking for this watch, no. She can get a watch. She's on Medicaid and she gets Medicaid.
Oh, see, I don't know how it works in America. I just know that, you know, when you've got diabetes in the UK, you get all that free. All your prescriptions are free. Thank you. Regardless of whether you work or not, when you're on any prescriptions like diabetes, anything to do with the hormones, like your thyroid and diabetes, etc., they are entitled, because I get free prescriptions because of my hypothyroid. I was born with it, so I've never ever had to pay for a prescription because of that. I mean, I'd have a medical, what do we call it? I've got a medical exemption and I've got an exemption certificate because I don't work and I'm on benefits. But even if I was working, I never ever had to pay for my prescriptions. That's just something that you're entitled to as somebody who's got someone who's got diabetes or a hypothyroid.
Well, whatever Audie was talking about last night, again, I have no idea about diabetes. The watch, if you're on Medicaid and you take so many shots a day, you can get help. You know, that's provided.
Did they actually send did they send him the watch or?
Now, that was a smartwatch for her youngest child. That was different. Yeah. Yeah, the sub sent her kid a new smartwatch and money for a phone. I'm hoping with all my heart that he actually gets that stuff meant to be for him, honestly. And this is what I'm saying about the watch and about the teeth. Those teeth have been missing a long time. Right?
I'm telling you that when Natasha offered CJ the money or gave the money for the teeth, she was fucking livid because she was missing teeth and she wanted that money for the teeth. That's why she was fucking fuming. That's my cup. Here's one of the cups.
Yeah, B.
Sorry. She's jealous, nasty jealous.
Yeah.
She didn't like CJ being anywhere near Natasha.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
At all. But yeah, she's been missing them teeth for a long while.
Hey, Sally Ann. Yes, I know about the smartwatch was on her younger son's wish list, and I believe that's right. That was bought for him. But the money, the PayPal for the teeth and the watch, or the glucose watch, is totally a scam, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I can say that. And I will say that.
Yeah, because she's been missing those teeth for a long while.
Yeah.
Right. She's saying that she's fell and she's knocked her teeth out. If you're going to fall and knock your teeth out, be the top ones. Because they're the more prominent ones. Your bottom teeth are set back behind. You know, if you ever think about it, if you fall down on your face, you've got your chin. And that part, your top teeth are more prominent than your bottom teeth. Especially if you've got an overbite or anything like that. So it'd be your top teeth that would take the bash, not your bottom teeth. you'd have to be punched square bang in the face to eat, like, to even touch your bottom teeth. And
Yeah.
even then, it would be, you'd have bruising to your chin and everything.
No, but yeah, I
Nothing
agree.
adds up.
It doesn't add
Nothing
up.
adds up. Nothing adds up.
No, none of it.
What adds up is the fact is that, yes, she did, you know, she's probably had a hypo, and the son has called an ambulance and she's been taken into hospital, and they've had to maybe vent her for 24 hours. Because that's, I've worked in A&E and I know what happens when someone comes in with a hypo. Not necessarily that they would vent them, they would try and get the sugar levels back up. But UK, US is completely different. The everything else, like the kidney, the trauma to her kidneys. If you look at all the stuff that she's posted, all of that links back to abuse of her health. And the reason why she's there was because she had a hypo, and that is abuse to her body. She had the damage to her kidneys because of her going into a hypo. She had the end STEMI heart attack because she went into a hypo and her body started being starved of oxygen for some reason. Maybe she was lying flat on her face. I don't know, but an end STEMI is caused by lack of oxygen to the heart.
Yeah.
That is why she had that heart attack, was because of her health being abused so badly.
Yeah, and it has been abused.
Never have got that bad.
And that's exactly,
abuse,
that's exactly, Foxy, why she's calmed up.
Yeah.
Because she wants to say, look at my missing teeth. Per me, I need money to get my teeth fixed. Well,
No,
for those
she's
people
always had
sending
them.
money,
She's always had them
money,
missing.
they need to send it directly to a dentist. Let her select a dentist. Send the money directly, because what you're doing, she said it herself out of her own words, that she's an addict, always will be an addict, and she will do anything to get money. There is no shame in her game, right? It's come out of her own word, you know, her own mouth. Now, if I was acting like this on here, she would call me out. She's called Jessica Lynn awful things. Anybody that's in recovery, the things that she said about them. She's called people drug addicts, whores. So, I will call her out.
That is why I say she looks like a crack whore. Because if she can throw that kind of insult about anybody, then I'm going to throw it back at her. She doesn't like it. She needs to shut her mouth.
Oh, voice. Googly eye. Well, I'm actually glad, Vivian, I'm glad you actually are restraining me, because I've actually took a note down, because I do need to speak to you. I did send you an email, and you showed a clip of Granny's watching and CJ, and it was a reference to your background check. Okay. Now, I don't know what, and I did say in the email, I have no idea. Hi, Without Borders, what Granny knows, what she doesn't know. I have no idea. I can only say what I was shown, right? Dorothy did indeed do a background check on you, Vivian, right? She got me on a private StreamYard because she wanted me to screenshot your background check. Now, at the time, you and her were not in a good position, right? Dorothy pays $24.95. I think I've said this before. To Fact Finder, Truth Finder, where you can go in and basically background check anyone.
Wow.
Right? Dot was giddy with excitement. Giddy with excitement doing Vivian's background check. Wow. I have never spoke on what is in that background check. And I won't, right? I know, Vivian, you have stated some very, very different things. But all I'm going to say, it's none of my business. And it wasn't Dorothy's business to do one on you. But you need to take that up with her, okay? Because she indeed does have your background, you know, in her files. B plus, I have absolutely no idea what she's done or what she hasn't. It was the Vivian one that she was absolutely giddy about. I'm not a liar. No, you can ask Dot. She might deny it. But then again, she might not. You know, Vivian, that's why I was actually surprised at seeing you over there. And I did say to you, good luck with that and be careful. Because you do know what Dot's like and you know what she's like. You definitely do. But that's all I'm going to say on that. You know, to do that clip, I just don't know. But there you go. So there's some content for you tonight, Viv. I would say just stick it up with Dorothy. And if Dorothy knows your first name, your last name, and whereabouts you live, well, in America, you can background check anyone.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's quite shocking. I had no idea that people could do that.
It's
I hadn't a clue.
I was watching I think it was, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Fordbusters that posted it, one of the other channels. It was basically Dot talking about CJ and all this money and tax and all this bullshit. And I was like, isn't it funny that CJ actually got reported to her, to DWP, and she's sat there talking about it. She was obsessed. Yeah, she's going to get reported and all this, that. And I was like, it was you. I think it was Dot that actually reported CJ to DWP. Nasty, spiteful bitch.
Or was it maybe someone done it for her?
Well, you can do it online. She was talking
can
about
you?
it.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
you can do it. Well, I think you can. I don't know. But I assume you can. Because somebody else was talking about it on a live talk, you know, like she knew how to do it and everything. It's almost as though she was giving some kind of lesson on how to do it. But yeah, someone's just said, right, what I'm going to say, Vivian, if you are streaming this, stop talking about STJ, please. Have a bit of fucking respect.
I hope she. I mean, she's not streaming me now, but she is streaming Scarlett's from earlier. I wish she wouldn't.
I thought they said they were streaming you. There's no need to talk about it. Do you know what? It's disgusting.
She absolutely was delighted. B plus. That. I mean, I actually don't care what anyone gets on here. I honestly don't. But if I see a scam,
someone did it to her. Imagine if someone did it to her.
Yeah.
Let me just hold on a minute. Let me just ring.
I can't see it. I have my idea where it came from, Foxy. Yeah. I don't care what people make on here. You know, what amount of money they get. But if I see a scam, I'm going to call it out. Absolutely, I'm going to call it out. And the teeth and the diabetic watch, whatever you want to call it, I know it's not called that. That's definitely a scam. The money's going into her PayPal. And after that, well, we've a good idea where it's going because the desperation
Mm.
for money is quite apparent now. And it
It's
is
like
desperate.
constantly. I've just listened to that clip earlier of, oh yeah, I need this and I need that and I need this and I need that, and I'm like, wow, for someone who was so against it, calling people like thirsty for money and e-begging and all this shit. You know, the fact that she was that when we first came into the community,
Hmm.
she was the one that was full on attacking NC about having these funds and everything. And now she's up her ass.
But the only
Yeah.
reason that she's up her arse
Yeah.
is because she needs her
Yeah.
subs. Dorothy
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
Dorothy's channel was circling the drain. It was basically going down the
Mhm.
drain. She was lucky to have 20, 30 in her chat. And she came to me and she said it was business.
Yeah.
And it was business. It's her channel. That's how she gets money, gets extra
Mhm.
money. It wasn't my business who she made amends with. But
Yeah, it was a
it's
bit.
ended up here. It's ended up here. And the amount of people that she's dragging to get there. And then for people to expect us not to respond back, I don't think so. I
The
will
thing is,
respond back to the bloody lies.
the whole thing with her, like, this is what happened. Don't forget that CJ had basically been nice to
My
Natasha.
point is, I'm not feeling well. I'm just
What's up?
cheating, that's all.
I've muted her.
Yeah, oh, me are. I did try ringing her. I hope it's okay.
I think Graham's there tonight.
Oh, right, okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, he will be.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Keep it muted. I did try ringing her. So CJ like became sort of like had said to Natasha, you know, I'm really sorry about your auntie. Dorothy was one of the ones that kicked up about it. Her and what's her name, MRB, kicked up about it, about CJ doing this. Then all of a sudden, like when CJ was like going into the lives and all this
Yeah.
stuff, she was running, looking up to be with Natasha, and I was like, something not right here. I just, you know, when you sit back and watch sometimes and you think, yeah, she definitely was. There was a game plan with that, because the whole big fallout with Granny and everything, and you know, and I think had there been a bit of a fallout with her and Merb. I don't know if there'd been a fallout.
I think MRB, but I was always under the impression, Dorothy told me that she would never talk badly on MRB. And I was so surprised.
Yeah.
Like this week, she's been continuing.
Yeah, I noticed that she's been talking about MRB, and I'm like, why is she all of a sudden talking about her? Like, no one's
talking about her. No, because she has no content.
Yeah.
She'll play other people's clips.
Yeah,
that's all she's
why
got.
are we even talking about her when, like, I've not heard about Merb for a long, long time.
No.
And I was like, why all of a sudden are you talking about this woman that no one's talked about in like months and months and months?
Because it's content. She has no content of her own. You know, Lala, if you ask for money, don't get mad at others for doing the same. If you call someone an addict, don't get mad if you're caught one. If you're spewing hate, don't be surprised when it turns on you. Exactly, Lala.
Exactly. And that's
what happens. It is all turning on her.
Yeah.
You know, and if any of us appeared on screen looking like that, right? And trying to scam money.
I was shocked.
You know, hell.
I wouldn't be giving her a penny.
I don't cam up, and I don't plan to cam up, but I'm not asking for fucking money either.
she would definitely not be getting a penny from me. Do you know what I mean? It's just when I saw her, I was like, wow.
I was shocked. I was really shocked.
Like she just when she cammed up, and when obviously she's not been cammed up. She's only ever cammed up maybe once or twice. When you're sitting listening to her
Yeah.
and the way she talks, and then when you see her cammed up and talking, you're like, oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
And it was because of obviously her mouth, her speech kind of impediment kind of thing, and the lack of teeth at the bottom. And everything gets fitted into place, and you start to, because you can put a sort of a picture, her face to that voice
Yeah.
and everything. You're like, oh, ooh,
Hey,
wow.
Megan. It shocked me because it's not the Dorothy I remember.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And I knew exactly when I saw her that day. I thought, oh my God. And she wouldn't have come on camera. Only she's desperate for that money. And for you lot over there that deflect, and you know who I'm talking about. Because we've had comebacks, comments back and forth. You're deflecting it, you won't recognise it. What you're enabling and condoning. And that's exactly. And it'll be all on news, people throwing money when this all goes down again.
Yeah.
Hey, Jan.
CJ, you okay, darling? You are
CJ,
muted.
you okay, my love?
You are muted. Hope you're okay.
I don't know. I think she's in the back talking to Graham, so I've muted her, right? Because she might not know she's still on live. So maybe I should take her off what do you think?
No, if you've got her muted, just...
Is that all right, yeah?
Yeah, because she might come back.
Well, that's true.
She might come back in.
Hey, Billy. Hey, Kerry.
I know she's not been very well. She's
no, I know. Yeah, but I know. And she doesn't want to talk about it because I know what CJ's like. You know what CJ's like better than anyone. So do we sit back and watch this all played out in front of us and not say anything? Would she give us that grace? No.
But the thing is, you see, none of us ever spoke. Do you know what I mean? We never spoke about her. I don't even go and watch her. I'm not interested. Do you know what I mean? And then, like, it's only when people say, "Oh yeah, Dorothy was talking about you," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." She's probably saying, "Oh, she was vile. She was shouting at people in my chat. Blah 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 blah." And do you know what? I've noticed the guy that she was having a go at me over. He's obviously flipped to over to where he was in Granny's chat.
Oh, was he?
Pick a Leech was, yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. He's had enough of old Dorothy and her rantings and stuff.
But who can listen to that? It's still the same old shite. I got up and all I got was all these messages. She's back on it. Hi, Ginger.
Hi, Ginger.
And I was like, what's she on? And they've sent me clips. Me, who had given her some grace, as I said before, no, that was 3 back. And I thought, nah, that's it. There's not even going to be 1 ounce of compassion for her because I just don't feel it. She's tore so many people apart this week.
Yeah,
called them horrendous names. Hi, Remy.
Hi, Remy. Yeah, JD, it was the live that Granny done when she was in the shop. That was fun, that was. I don't know if you saw her at Granny live. She went shopping in the pound store. And she was buying loads of different stuff, and we were all going, yeah, get that one. Yeah, buy that one. and he was in that chat, and he was going, oh, this is such a lovely, fun chat and everything. I was like, yeah, this is what YouTube is supposed to be about, having fun, not sitting on some rancid, bloody, rabid, bloody idiot screaming and shouting about people. and calling people whores and everything.
It's terrible.
I
And
mean,
this is
it's
from
like-
somebody that's sitting, doesn't leave her house, doesn't have any friends, no social life, right? Nothing, does not ever leave that trailer,
Yeah.
apart from maybe going to the shop to get food. She
I
doesn't
mean-
cook. She eats off paper
Pizzas.
plates and plastic
Wow.
forks and knives. That blew my bloody mind.
Do you know
I was
what?
like, what?
If I could do that myself, it'd save a lot of washing up.
Well, I know, but you just wouldn't do it.
I need to
Eating
get
off
my
paper
dishwasher fixed.
plates.
I need to get my dishwasher fixed. But you know what? It's the whole I'm throwing a pizza in the oven.
That's
I'm
exactly
like,
what it is.
it's always fucking pizza.
It's pizza on paper plates. She doesn't do any cooking, no washing, nothing.
Wow.
No.
My kids always had like a wide variety. I mean, there might have been some days that I just couldn't be fucking asked to cook.
Yeah, I
You know
get
what I mean?
that.
And they got things like sausage and beans on toast, or
Yes.
sausage and beans, something dead simple like sausage and beans and chips, or chicken nuggets and beans and chips.
No way, B.
Connor had to have it in like a separate dish, but they got loads of different things like spaghetti bolognese, and they still get it now. Spaghetti bolognese. We do get pizza. We get Pizza Hut.
Yeah, but you cook.
And stuff.
I mean, you cook a
shepherd's
meal.
pie.
Yeah.
You know, pasta. Like I used to make tuna pasta bake. I used to make different pasta bakes. I used to make a mean chili con carne, but the girls don't like chili con carne, so I don't make it very often. I make it every now and again. It's like chili chicken. It's like this sweet chili sauce that I put the chicken in, and I'll just let it slowly cook until it becomes like a sticky
Yes.
sauce, and then I put it into pita breads or wraps. And me and Wes have that, and the girls will have something else. But yeah, but heard that diet.
The diet's awful. Awful.
Like,
You know, there's not even a meal cooked any night.
mm,
It's, you know, and then she talks about other people.
I know.
And I'm like, whoa, I don't think
She
so.
tried to talk about my parenting.
She did. She did.
I've got being finished. She was sat on a live with a
I
certain
know.
person, a couple of people, talking
Mhm.
about my parenting while I was going off out to the park with my children and going shopping. And they were sitting there slacking my parenting off. Okay.
I mean, it's crazy. Voice, do you want to come up for a chat? See what your opinion is? As Voice for the Voiceless. I'll drop the link. Yeah. And she calls out everybody else on parenting, on this, on that, on the other. Her lifestyle was completely alien to me. She would say that I was, you know, very this, that, and other, and I had a clean house. And I'll drop the link, love. Now, if she calls having a clean house, no, I never allowed my children to do drugs in my home. That's true.
No.
I didn't go on drug runs either for them.
Oh, right.
You know, there was definitely rules in our house, and it wasn't just a free-for-all. Absolutely not.
I tell
And
you
I didn't
what,
give them money to go and buy said drugs.
yeah.
But, you know,
What-
if that makes me a bad mum, I actually think I'm a very good mum.
Yeah, you are. You know, that's the shit that you've just said. That is not being a good mum. What really, really sort of like got to me about Dorothy was the whole shit at Christmas with her oldest. That
Hey,
really,
voices.
Hey, y'all.
that really sort of really got to me. I was like, wow, if that was my son, do you know what I mean? Because I know, and I'm not judging anyone. I'm not, but I had certain rules for my children. We moved areas to get my kids out of a shitty area, so they weren't running around with the bad lot. Because I didn't want my kids growing up like that.
No, of course not.
Connor had his own friends that he hung around with. Typical, you know, cheeky lad. Went through a really hard time at school, bullies, and the whole thing with his dyslexia and not being diagnosed. But do you know what? He come out with a 2.1 degree, and he's
Brilliant.
living in London. My second child, bullied at school and struggled with her spelling and everything and her education. She's now working for one of the major energy companies and works a second job in a pub. They've been brought up with proper work ethics,
Of course.
proper manners, and that's probably why Connor don't. Do you know what I mean? I've turned it
And she
down.
calls you and she
Connor's
says
not talking to me.
to you about bad parenting. I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Eva
Well, voices.
was
So
my
what do you
little-
think of all this shit that's been
Well,
happening this week?
I can tell you. Okay, so where do you want me to start at? It's been a long week.
Well, we're talking
Not
about
Dorothy, by
Dorothy,
the way.
the darling Dorothy.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
my take on that is that if Dorothy's health is as fragile as she's just told us it was,
Mhm.
YouTube's not the right place to be hanging out on the regular. It sounds like she needs to address her diabetic condition and get a little more diet and exercise. And you've got a young son, so that's your responsibility to take the best care of yourself.
Absolutely.
Because what happens if something happens to her? And is YouTube really worth destroying your health so that
I
you can
think-
entertain
Yeah. But
some
I think
people
it's more
online?
than that. I think she's getting this rush of people listening to her, right? She feels that she is something. She's desperate now for the money, and it's quite obvious why she's desperate for the money. And over the last 6 months, the last few months have been very, very bad. Anyone else would come out of the hospital, switch off, you know, but no, she's back in on it, calling people whores, drug addicts, this, that, and other. You know, really?
Mm-hmm. She, you know, the way that she's treated you, Sagacious, the way she treated B plus, the way she treated AJ, and everyone else, she's just got no control. And there's no boundaries with her either. She just like goes and then doesn't know when to stop. She's got no sort of like self-control. Once she goes, that is it. That she's like a steamroller, and she will go, and then she
Okay.
doesn't know when to shut up.
So take into consideration what we know about her.
Mhm.
She's been open and honest with us, and she's spoken about being in recovery. So if you're in recovery, that means that you have had in your past or currently ongoing a battle with some type of substance. Now, what's one of the key factors that plays into addiction? Some of us are like that. We don't have any breaks. We get addicted to things really quickly and early on. I have that addictive personality. It is part of it's something that I'm all into something or I'm absolutely not into it. It's an all or nothing thing with me. And the more I get into it, then I learn every fact there is. And then it suddenly one day loses its sparkle. So when I was an alcoholic, I mean, I could run a $180 bar tab on my own at $4.50 a drink. I have no breaks. So if you take that and add it to Dorothy's situation, all she's done is take one substance and replace it with another, and she's gone back into active addiction. And again, it's her health that comes into, it's her health, it's everybody around her that falls apart and pays the price for it.
Well,
That's what
Voices,
he
she
said.
did show her medical form, you know, her medical
Okay.
portal, and which she shouldn't have done.
That's awful. You should never put your personal health information out on YouTube. It's
She,
nobody's goddamn business.
well, exactly, exactly. But she showed it. So when someone shows it and is very public about it,
Okay, I would
then
love
it's
to
out.
see it. Does anybody have
It's in
it?
it's in
I'm
the
sorry, I'm not
community
looking at
post.
chat because I didn't want to really get derailed. But again, I don't follow these people. I don't listen to what they say about me because they don't matter in my life. I'm not subscribed to Dorothy. I'm not subscribed
Mhm.
to Natasha. Like I know that what they say is a reflection of themselves because there's something in me that they don't like in themselves.
Mm-hmm. I don't watch Dorothy.
I get sent clips from her.
Yeah, I watch
And
the clips that you put up.
yeah,
But I never.
You're the
ever
only one
listen.
that keeps me informed as to what's going on. I watch your clips.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, I'm so appalled that I have to share it out because
yeah,
if it caused me to go, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with this woman? Or I hear scuttlebutt on the street that there's 12, 14, 16-hour lives going.
yeah.
And I'm sitting here
Mhm.
thinking, all right, so if there's a 16-hour live, that means there's 24 hours in the day. That means that this person was legit on a live. Did anybody hear anything being cooked? What about this child? It's a 10-year-old child that's in the home. Like, why is this child's needs not being met? How can you live stream for 16 hours a day and not attend and know that you're addressing your health? Are you taking your blood sugars on the regular while you're there? And I've never heard any of those things in any clips or the few live streams when I've gone back to listen. I've never
Yeah.
heard that.
I think
So again,
she showed herself
it-
last week, and it was shocking, voices. Really, really shocking.
Mm.
The deterioration.
yeah,
in
I did see that. I saw that somebody had that, and I saw that picture and I went, oh geez. You look like you need to eat a dozen burgers.
She needs
That's not healthy.
She needs
There's
some
a
Looks
lot
like
going
she needs
on.
some sunshine.
Yeah.
Mm.
She needs, yeah.
I went back and watched back. I sort of like scrolled to where she took a camera off, and I was like, "Oh, wow!" I was like, just.
I keep my camera off too if I look like that.
She
Yeah.
put it on basically to show that she said that she'd knocked out 3 teeth and she needed money.
That's true,
for-
Remy.
She needed money for these
So
teeth at the
did
bottom.
you smile and show her missing teeth?
Now, Dorothy, you only had to look at her mouth to see the bone loss. Dorothy's been missing those teeth for a long, long time. Her bone loss in her top and her bottom is very evident. That's why I'm talking about this, because it's a scam.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Oh, so the whole thing, like
No,
the whole
no.
diabetic.
No, that's not.
No?
She definitely went in. She did have a diabetic coma. Now, she showed up the portal and it's on her community tab. And on it was something that she should never have shown, even though we all suspected it was polysubstance abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm looking at this, right? Oh shit.
Right?
Oh shit.
Yes. This is
Okay,
why.
so polysubstance abuse.
Yes.
That polysubstance abuse means that there are 3 substances that the person has an ongoing active issue with. Otherwise,
Yes.
it would be in the past and it wouldn't be a current issue on patient portal because it shows up. I have a substance abuse history and it's noted, but it doesn't come up on my patient portal as a current ongoing issue.
Yes.
It's in my
Thank you, voices.
in my history section of that.
Thank you.
And polysubstance abuse does not include caffeine or nicotine because those, although they are considered a health contributing detracting factor of health, it is not an addiction. It is not a polysubstance abuse comes to prescription medication, using them improperly, substances such as street drugs, and then adding in alcohol. So it covers 3 sorts of substances.
Yeah. Now, Dorothy was never, she's quite, she spoke about this publicly. Alcohol was never her
I thought she was
problem.
a recovering, well, it could be, okay, so
It was
I said
Percocet,
alcohol.
benzos.
It could, yep, there you
That
go.
was her drugs, was opioids. Opioids was her drugs of choice. Hey, Queen Bee.
Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy is right.
Hi,
Now,
Queen Bee.
Well, so
I've
then
seen the
that, okay, so
deterioration. Oh, that's
yeah.
bad.
So then, Jur, if you take and you add that to what I prefaced when I came up, talking about the no breaks, the substance issue, that like
Mhm.
then all of that lines up with the hours of streaming,
Yes.
the rants that the tyrannical rants that she goes on. Absolutely, it all lines up. Now, is it our job to shame her for that? No, it's our job to not give her, not fuel her addiction.
By giving her
It's,
money.
yeah, well, I mean, it's our job to, I mean, like, essentially freeze her out, like, just not give her any attention, because you don't want, here's my concern. It's
Right.
just like I said the last time. It's just what I said on the previous panel I was on. Everybody knew how sick I was with an intestinal abscess. And I chose not to go live during the time that I was medicated on pain meds, because my fear was I might trigger somebody who's also in recovery, or cause somebody to want to go back to using because of my characteristics, mannerisms. I mean, there's things that follow with. In that being said, if Dorothy's in active addiction, then that's not healthy for anybody to be in her chat, because she's triggering left and right.
She triggers people left, right, and centre about everything.
Yep.
Everything.
So,
She's
I mean,
wild.
that's
I get what you're saying about, am I shaming her? No, I'm not. She has put it
No.
out very publicly herself.
Mhm.
Now, if she had come back, I mean, lots of us had reached out to her, okay? We felt compassion, we felt empathy. This week she has come back. She has not even stopped in her step.
No.
She has started back on all of us, right?
well,
Calling
then
people whores,
that
terrible things
I
about
can't say
people.
anything.
Yeah. Oh, was
I
it
can't say
Mandy
anything
she
because I got a
called?
sharp tongue.
She called Mandy a whore.
Yeah, she's calling Mandy a
Jesus.
whore. Disgusting.
That's the
MRB
wrong
got
person
it.
to call a whore.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, she called Mandy a whore.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
For me, I see scams going on, right? Blatant scams. I put up a video earlier, if you want to go and watch it, Voices. It's clips of her this week, and it's a clip of her last year at this time on her recovery channel, where she has admitted that she would use, if she was needing money and desperate for money, she was the type of addict that would have stole your purse. She would have used this platform to get money.
Well, then what you're telling me, Juror, is my decision to steer clear of her and give her a wide berth is exactly been right.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, Queen Bee, that's all I can do is I can err on that side. And I can try to do what's right for me and lead
Yeah, I get that.
by example. And maybe others might think about it the next time and they don't want to contribute. I mean, I respect my community, so that's why I did that. So, I mean, and that's just me. That's not, when I sat down and I like waited out what was going to be, I mean, it would have been very self-satisfying for me, but in the end, I was more worried about the damage that my loose tongue.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she probably,
I
I know
get
she's
that.
trashed every one of us.
Oh, she has.
I
Anyone that knows me, I don't come up here and I don't trash talk. That's not me, right? I don't. I will only speak on what I know as facts or what she has publicly said and what we can see with her own eyes and what we hear. Do we allow somebody to sit? Do we allow someone to trash friends in the community, calling them horrendous names, dragging them for hours and hours and hours, accusing them of awful things, making up lies, and we're meant to show her sympathy? When she can look
No,
back on her face.
no, I don't want to show her any. She doesn't deserve an ounce of that. But what she does she doesn't deserve anybody losing sleep over her, because she needs to be
No.
brandished for what she is, a
Yeah.
tyrannical lunatic. That if it comes
Yeah.
out of her camp, then you just know, like, you just know, leave it alone. Like, it's bullshit. If it comes out of that camp, anything she says, I mean, like, unless she produces a receipt that we can use the metadata and verify it, like, she's just somebody that you know, no matter what she says. And it's really gross because she called herself a recovery coach.
Yeah.
That's
And she
where
was
I
never
find
called.
it to be gross.
Yeah. And she will still call herself a recovery coach. If you asked her, she would say, "Oh, I'm a recovery coach." You're probably a better person than me that will not call her out. I will call her out because she speaks on me. She speaks on my friends.
Well, and that's it. All it is she's your version of Natasha. I mean, I got Natasha that can't seem to shut her mouth about me. So I just keep doing it the way I keep doing it. So because of that, I mean, she's your version in your life. Dorothy's your Natasha. I mean, and that's the only way that these people lose their power, is by showing, and it takes repetitively showing people time and time again that what I'm telling you is the truth. This is my story. This is this person's story. This is that person's story. So that people finally know, question it. Do your research into it. Ask somebody that's been around on these streets longer. Because, like I said, I never gave her any value. So I've always thought of her as a Boston windbag. If you want to like somebody with a Boston accent, go check out Chasing Truth.
Yeah,
She's
great.
super cool
She's
and doesn't
brilliant.
play in this shit.
But you see, the thing is, her subs, Dorothy doesn't have subs of her own. Her subs.
No, she grabbed all of Natasha's.
Yeah. So you have got Natasha's subs sitting listening and going along with this shit because it's entertainment. Yeah.
Well, and now they've all gone to Vivian's, and then they've all gone to Vivian Snatches's to sit over there, and it's the same group of people. It's, and Natasha's even in Vivian's running her gator.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you're there rocking, you're one of the twins. Why are you so worried about what's going on YouTube, Natasha? Like, that's showing signs of a digital addiction.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, and you guys, I don't know any other way to change this, to fix it, other than for those of us that are out here and have the larger followings, to keep making people aware of this. I don't know any other way that we can actually get the message across than by doing what myself, Juror, B+, Mandy, even what Crafton and Kim started by exposing things. It's all over in the pockets of the community that you live in. The truth is right there. All you have to do is ask.
But whether they want to believe it or not, I think they do see. I think Natasha certainly sees what state Dorothy's got herself in. And she did say, she did put up that portal and immediately took it down. And she said on a live, I wish Dorothy hadn't put that up. I looked up polysubstance abuse and I wish she hadn't put that up. So she's very aware of what's going on. And it's her subs that's given out the money.
Well, I don't think it'll last real long because
No.
You know how Mama Tosh is.
Oh yeah.
She
Do
won't
you
last
want to
10 minutes.
share?
Exactly.
There's far too much money out there that she's going to be missing out on forthwith.
Exactly.
I mean, she had the, like, how disgusting is this? That brand new baby isn't even born. You know, the one that I supposedly wished death upon. That brand new baby isn't even born. And she used it as an excuse because the other day she got off her live saying she was going to go help decorate the baby's room. And yet, where did we find out she went? The casino. So I
That-
just,
I agree. with you.
I've got very little pity for any of these people. And I've
No, I don't
suddenly
either.
realized, like, I realized some people, this is all they have in their life. And you know, for those people, I feel sorry for, because I mean, a house plant would give you more validation and reward than being a member on some of these people's channels.
That is very true what B Plus has just said. Natasha has
for
approved
sure.
her, so they won't have an issue. They can change, but that can change very quickly when Natasha gets tired of sharing the cookie jar. Perfect.
Absolutely. And, you know, as long as she can raise $3,500 because, you know, of sad fishing that did you guys, anybody else in the US this last weekend have the firemen show up with the Pass the Boot campaign? Yeah, most communities this past weekend were doing a fundraiser for their local fire departments to raise the boot, to fill the boot with dollars. I know that outside of our town, they set up right in the center of the highway so that when you drove past, you could deposit money into a boot. And then all of a sudden, here comes a fire truck and an ambulance, and
Ah,
3 guys walking up, and they were raising money to keep my local fire department in, because it's a volunteer fire department. So, gee, do you think maybe that's what that could have been rather than a swatting out of Australia? Because how would you know already where this came from? But
was it
I
meant to
don't
come out
know.
of Australia?
That's where she said it came out. It came from, was from Australia.
Now, if it is true, that shouldn't have been done. I do not agree with real life. Absolutely not. Keep it on here. Her daughter was in the house. Totally wrong, right? I mean, we're adults. We can go back and forth at each other all we want. But for someone to do that, no, that definitely is not right. But then again, as you say, did it really?
Well,
happen that
until
way?
I actually see a call log in a 911 center showing that they were legit dispatched to her house, I'm going with it's the Pass the Boot campaign that they were raising funds for, because they did the same thing across the country in many small towns. It's how the volunteer fire departments keep themselves in business. Now, I get that it might not be like that across the pond, but I know where I come from, that campaign just took place. So I would ask people to do a little more investigating before they're just so willing to buy whatever bullshit somebody puts out.
Well, you know, that is so true. Now, it wasn't a SWAT. MRB had a SWAT. That is legit. When they came in all, you know, gussied up with the full uniform, guns, the whole works. That, to me, the other day was a welfare check. Still doesn't make it any better. But, you know,
Hey, Shell MC, yeah, I saw them. And those were I could have shown the same exact things. Like, I'm not kidding you. I could have shown the same exact thing. I had a fire department, I had an EMT, and I had a police officer. So I don't know.
I mean, like, definitely
Again,
not. It's not a SWAT. It was a welfare check. Still doesn't make it any better.
well, again,
There we go.
stop issuing challenges and acting like an asshole on the internet.
It's just all about money now. This is all I see. You know, PayPal pulls, funds for this, funds for that. You know, it just drives me mad. Now, if people want to give out willingly, that's on them. Natasha's subs obviously want to give her that money. That's grand.
Well,
Now,
then you know what? When she dies an early death and she's not around for that grandchild, they can all know that they all hold. I hope they're all willing to pitch in and buy her a fucking headstone. Maybe
Yeah.
that's going to be her downfall, is her greed and her gluttony.
it is greed and gluttony. There's absolutely. I'm with you, voices. It is greed and gluttony. I have never seen such greed on here in my life. Dorothy now is going down the same route, but she's
Yeah.
going the scammy route. Yeah.
Oh, I know she wasn't swatted. I'm
And
like,
she got £3,500 bloody pound.
listen, on top of that, hey, Rabbit Dog.
Hey,
On
Rabbit.
top of all of that, you can guarantee if it would have been a swatting, we would have seen it all and she would still be hysterical about it. She already said the cops already kicked in my front door. So yeah, did y'all miss that part of the lie? I haven't been able to go live about it because last night I fell into Downton Abbey. I just realized that Peacock put the whole Downton Abbey series on it. So I was like, screw this. I'm totally falling into Downton Abbey. Like,
Oh,
I don't need YouTube. I got
it. Addiction. I've watched it all.
Yes.
Watched the movie, the latest movie.
Yes, that's what I fell into last night. And I was like, oh, screw YouTube. I just need some Lady Mary. But there's you can verify these things. A lot of these small towns, they post their 911 calls in their local newspapers. You can verify a lot of this.
Yeah.
That was a cash grab. And then think about it. She was at the casino when it happened. She probably called the damn thing in on herself.
Nothing would surprise me with that one, to be fair. But wasn't the niece in the trailer?
Yeah, she
when it
was.
happened?
But apparently she was so ill. Dorothy said she was so ill that day with a terrible headache, she wouldn't be on live. Hi, Iva. So there you go. And she turned out to be at the casino. It's madness on here at the minute, though. It really is. It's gone out of control. Between
Yeah,
people.
that sounds like a welfare check to me. Definitely.
I
That's a lot of
agree. It
money.
does sound like a welfare check. And if
Yeah.
somebody's doing that, they have no business doing that because, I mean, although she did say that she was dying of heat. So, I mean, maybe they were just making sure that her air conditioner was working.
Well, I knew she was on a diet, so she was going to be hot and hungry, which wasn't going to go down well.
Okay, so, I mean, there you go. It could be a little bit of both. So,
the whole welfare check, what I'm going to say to that is sometimes you have to do things like that. If someone's like showing distress on a live or posting on their community posts that they're wanting to harm themselves, then that's when a welfare check, I think, is acceptable. Whether people agree with
I
me or
agree.
not.
If somebody's being completely maniacal and they're posting things, you know, I don't think it's right to ever go offline, but there has to be a way when you can tell that they're in a crisis, that there's something that you've got to, you know, even if it's using any back channel connections anyone has to get a message to the person that's like, hey, calm down. I know that life seems crazy at the moment, but it's just a bad moment, not a bad life.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think anyone had any kind of, well, I didn't, CJ hadn't, and I'd gone to sleep when that whole thing kicked off. And the addresses that we'd been given to us by Lufar were the wrong addresses anyway. So the police had never ever been called to her. Some poor woman with the same name as her got a police visit, like a welfare check, because no one actually ever visited her.
well, I've had my own
Give her a
issues.
fan and a Snickers.
I love that. And B plus, I agree. I do agree. I want people to call a welfare check on me if something isn't right, and it could save my life.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Or, if those that hear from me on the regular suddenly stop hearing from me, absolutely. I want somebody to check on me. But it has to be the right circumstances and not
doing it
because
maliciously, it's not.
right.
It's
There's
acceptable.
it's just like we had the conversation about doxing on the last live I was on. And doxing is using public or private information for malicious intent. So even if it's public information and you're using it, it's all about the intention you're using it with. So if you're doing it to smear somebody by like finding their probation record and then or who their probation officer is and having your cronies post it and pass it around privately, that is a form of doxing, and that is wrong.
That was vile what they did to Jess over that. Absolutely disgusting.
I mean, no need for that. Absolutely no need at all. My God.
But that's the thing. That's what Natasha does. She thinks she's fucking clever. She sits there on a big fucking high throne, dirty, smelly recliner, and then thinks that she's got this God-given right to do what the fuck she likes to people. And then if anyone does anything back to her, my effing God.
And she also isn't.
I need some money. Send me some money.
9 times out of 10, though, her fingers are clean, and it's one of the minions around her.
Yeah.
That went and did whatever, trying to earn their notch up the ladder, so to speak.
Brownie points.
I wouldn't do that for anyone. Absolutely no one.
I wouldn't do that for anyone either.
Freaking hell no.
And I'll be telling that person, you're not doing it either. Don't you dare. It's just been vile. Absolutely disgusting.
It's madness, the amount of money that has passed through certain channels. I just think it's crazy.
Well,
look, I'm all for I'm all for dropping. Look, being a member, dropping the odd super chat, that's grand. And if you want to have your PayPal or whatever, fine, absolutely fine. Pinned. But to keep doing it and doing these funds, and it's just greed. All of it's greed, and it's nasty. It really is.
Well, because that's how everybody has that. That's how you find out when your expiration date is. Because the minute you help her or do something for her, then you have an expiration date. It's only a matter of time before you become the problematic one, and it's your turn to hop off the bus and lay down and get run over.
And that happens to every one of them.
There, blowing air up her ass, making her feel superior and that she's the queen, and that they are the enablers, and they're the problem. The biggest problem is because they are basically making her think that she's entitled.
And that's true. Bones left at that time. She left Natasha as a mod, and she stayed with Kelly.
Like I said, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. And then look back at what she did to me. She got mad at me 3 times for the same fucking crime. She was mad over those memes and bounced me out 3 times over some fucking memes. 3 times.
I think when she decides that she's done with you, right? And it happens to each and every person. Let's be honest, it does. She'll just kick you to the curb and on to the next one. And that's just it. It's sad, actually. Because some people did actually think that they had like a genuine friendship with her.
Listen, if you think she's your friend, have something bad in your life happen and call her. Because on the day my mother died, she was my she was my first call. when I got into self-service because I couldn't think of anybody to call at that moment. And I was like, who always answers their phone? Natasha. And A, she didn't answer her phone. And B, when she did, when I told her what happened, she told me to pull my big girl panties up and deal with it. It is part of life.
What?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, it's a bitch. That's just
So if
vile.
you think, and look at how long I sat in that upper right-hand panel corner. So if you think that she's your friend, you just wait until something bad happens in your life and you reach out.
Hey, Smita.
That's disgusting. Absolutely, and it's that all of those that are up on her panel at the moment, like they won't be there for much longer.
No.
I had a 70-mile drive from the moment I was met at the Forest Service boundary gate. I was up in the mountains on a suicide awareness 5K that I had just ran. And I was in the mountains when I was met by a sheriff's deputy to tell me that my mother had died. And when I got down into cell service another 30 miles later, I called her.
Wow,
But
that's
that was my experience with her. I don't know if anybody's had any others because, like, I don't know why anybody would want to trust her with anything.
no.
But yet
I-
her aunt dies and the internet has to break, take
Oh my
a
God.
pause, and then turn around and expect everybody to send food. Do you know that I didn't even get so much as a fucking card or
Yeah.
a plant or a... So there was
And then
that.
look
So
at the
don't
way
think
she-
that you're...
And
Yeah.
you know, when her auntie died, and like it was all, oh, poor me, and all this lot, and then like she's telling you to pull your big girl pants up when your
Yeah.
mum. That's
Yep.
just, she's just a.
Yep.
That's just. Oh, sorry, I'm just.
And her birthday lasted a month.
I know.
A freaking month.
Vile.
You know, you expect that off somebody of 5 or something. They're talking of their birthday. But when you're 40 odd, nah, you've got to
I
forget
did
about
it.
really.
I do it for 10 days up to my birthday.
No, I do not.
Yes, I do.
No, I let it go. Honest to God.
I'm down.
I did it for one night and it was my birthday, my sister's birthday, and 3 other subscribers' birthdays.
There's Ginger. I hope it's Ginger.
Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, Ginger.
Hey, how's it going, voices?
Oh.
Yeah, I have noticed this too because I was there almost the whole time. Voices was
Right.
there, and I mean, well, she came in like maybe a week or 2 after me because we came from the same creator.
Yes,
were
we came
both-
from the same small pond.
Yes, we did, and she did do that to voices like 3 or 4 times. Everything's in a pattern with her. Who she sees is popular in the chat, or that people follow and listen to in the chat, or the people that are greeted the most when they come in. There's a hierarchy. I'd like to sit in the shadows there.
Right. That's how it starts off. But then she takes notice of you and then you get up on the panel.
Exactly. Because you are a threat.
Mm-hmm.
This is a way to keep you in her circle.
Yep. And
Or-
that without keeping control of me, because had I gone at her when others were going at her, this shit would have stopped a year ago and she wouldn't have had this.
Exactly. And it's as you watch it, and I'm sure you were thinking it a little bit here and there in the back of your head, okay, when's it gonna happen to me again? You know?
Yep, it was. It was all only a matter of time.
But you didn't want, as I saw it, whenever you apologized, you just didn't want the backlash.
Yep, that was it. Like, that's fine. If you want an apology, I'll give you an apology. Just don't make this content. Don't make this into something that it's not.
Yeah.
Let's not make it a whole week of bashing me. And that's what I talked to. I
Oh,
saw
that's what. Yep.
as an observer, I saw it. I was like, wow, watch this pattern. When she started bringing, because when we first came in, Angela, there were no people on panel at first, right?
Nope. It was her and I and Melissa Jade.
Exactly. And then it's like you see it just grew from there. And it was everybody that got along with people in chat or that people respected, that she would bring them up on panel to keep them in on her channel from breaking off on their own.
Yep.
From taking away from her people, like from having her followers go anywhere else. And then she
Keep it
did
all
this.
together. Let them entertain you, and I'll rake in all the money.
And meanwhile, you have people like Voices, or even when Siren was there, or when Melissa was there, Melissa was happened to carry on everything while she's playing on her phone. Or when Voices was there, she was carrying on the conversation with whoever while Natasha was looking on her phone looking for content, you know?
I never actually was part of her channel, ever. And I've had no personal run-ins with the woman. I can only see what's happened to other people that's been in there, and it's come out battered and bruised a wee bit.
I knew that it was coming to the end with CJ and Natasha over the whole money with the teeth. That I could see it coming. It was just,
Oh yeah, that
I was
that
like,
expiration date
this
was
is
written on the
going-
wall.
This is going down, like this is going like down the drain. But I was getting pissed off with the way Natasha was gaslighting CJ. I was just privately messaging CJ. CJ, get the fuck out of there. She's gaslighting you. Just get out.
Oh, you mean the same way she's doing to Mrs. Portland?
Yeah, she gaslights. She's the biggest narcissist I've ever known, apart from the fact that she doesn't give out she does give out the gifts, like with the teeth and everything, but she's the biggest scammer. It's that the whole thing with the teeth was a big show, and it was like, oh, look at me, I'm giving money out, blah blah blah, I'm giving this CJ teeth and all this art, and it was to make herself look good. That's what it was about. It wasn't about being nice to CJ and doing a nice thing. It was to make her look good because she is a narcissist. She gaslights people left, right, and centre. I said, CJ, get away from her. I goes, this is going down. And then the next time I spoke to CJ, she went, well, that didn't last very long. I goes, why? What's happened? Just, well, she basically told me, well, CJ, fuck you and blah, 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 this. And I was like, wow. You know, CJ found it very, very hard accepting that money for the teeth.
And think about all of that transpired in front of viewers.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
everybody's entertainment. So she used yep. She uses something that. So think about this: if you and your friend have a disagreement, are you going to go stand under the stoplight on Main Street and have that disagreement for the entire town to see, or are you going to have that disagreement between you and that friend? That's what the difference is between having a private phone conversation or emails back and forth and clicking the go live. Do you and your husband fight inside your house, or do you go out in the front yard so everybody can see you're fucking crazy while you're fighting?
Yeah, drop the mic.
Yeah.
I just don't agree with a lot of this fighting publicly over certain things. It should be kept privately.
That whole thing today could have totally been the non-issue that it was.
That's why I came into the live, and I was trying to get Scarlett to stop the live because there was no need for it, and I got basically fucked out and spoken to like shit. So I went back to CJ's, and all I was trying to do was to try and stop it. stop it
Yep.
all. I was trying to stop what was going on CJ. CJ knows that because I privately messaged her. I put it in the private StreamYard chat to stop. You know, I said what I had to say. There was no need for it. None of it. Both sides. I said my piece, and
You do too.
said it
Well,
should
like I
be
said, it was a comment that was, she started down one thought path, read a comment, and finished.
Yeah, that's I don't want to really talk about it because it's just
No, I
really
mean,
pissed me off
it's
today.
just, I think, I wish all of the friends could get together, have a chat about it,
Yeah.
take it offline, because it is it's someone who's not very well that this
It
is
was
all
just,
evolving around,
it was
and it's just been made
disgusting.
into entertainment tonight.
It
It
was
shouldn't have happened.
disgusting today. It was
Oh,
very
voice has stopped
upsetting.
off.
Oh, where's she gone? But yeah, it was this whole thing with Natasha and CJ and the teeth. I knew that was coming
Yeah.
to an end, and
It's been crazy.
she gaslights. She gaslights the way she treats people. I mean, look, when CJ became friends with Natasha, I was like, oh, because I liked Granny, do you know what I mean? And there was this big sort of like divide. I was like, oh shit, but I'm CJ's friend, do you know what I mean? And CJ is my friend first and foremost, and
Yeah.
then it just turned into a shit show. And then, you know, Natasha showed her true colours in the end. But you know, it's just
It has. It's been, oh, I don't know. It's been tough. That is a good question, Memphis Mama. How did all of Dorothy's loyal subs feel when she did a complete turnaround with NC? She coined the phrase worth 20k. Basically anyone that didn't agree was booted.
she didn't give a shit, did she?
Yeah.
She did not give a shit what
No, she
people
didn't.
thought. Because it's all
Dip.
Ginger, were you part of the channel then?
Yes. And I dipped. When
You dipped.
Yep. I mean, I didn't make it public. I didn't make it public when I left Natasha. I just dipped. If I see it heading in a negative direction, if I see things, and I can see things ahead of everybody else,
Yeah.
I will quietly slip away and I won't say anything. I just have enough respect for the creator. I have enough, you know, if that's their choice, that's their choice. I'm not going to make it public.
Yeah.
I just dip.
And that was a wise choice. That's what I should have done at that time. I stayed on. Rabbit, yeah. You know, but you have to remember the Dorothy that we kind of all got to know is not the Dorothy that's sitting there today.
well. What I'm going to say is, obviously, I came in. I don't know Dorothy as long as you've known her, Jura. Me and CJ came along November last year, and we started watching her and everything, and it was when the whole shit that went on with the whole doxing, with the thing with her and Jess.
Yeah.
That was, you know, and there was other things that CJ telling me that she'd been screaming her down the phone at her and all this, and there was little things that, you know, CJ would tell me privately that Dorothy had said to her, and I'd be like, what the fuck? I'd be like, oh, I'm not getting involved. Do you know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
and I didn't go into a channel as much because I was disgusted, especially the whole thing was like saying that she was going to set up channel names in like Jess's kids' names. I mean, that was just, I was like, what the fuck? I go, CJ, you should, I hope you told her you better not do that. She goes, Lorraine, she goes, I was just so fucking gobsmacked that she'd come out with it and like, oh yeah, and saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna let's pretend that we're gonna have a big fallout and all this shit. And I'm like, what? I go, shit, I go, CJ, you need to step away a little bit.
Hey.
She's wow. So someone did actually do that.
Oh, wow. Grandma.
Well, there you go. That's where it came from.
You see, she would never have come to me with any of this shit.
Because she knows now
there's
that
no
you
way
did it. Yeah.
I would have even entertained it. There's
Mm.
just no way.
CJ wasn't either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was just like, wow.
She
And
didn't
I
know
went,
CJ. She was willing to risk it to see if she would go along with it. And your parents as well.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
It was.
Do you remember when when it was all going off with Natasha, and like Natasha used to have net accounts made up in her family's names and that?
Yeah.
It would
Yes.
surprise me if that didn't come from her.
No, that didn't. That came from another person that's back over there now.
Who's Lala Loopsy? What's that?
Well, you know what I've noticed, and that's because, you know, Ginger's always hiding in the shadows, is that I think Dorothy was always who she was. But she used people, used people up on her panel, like Natasha does, to give them credibility. You know what I'm saying? Respect her because she's a sweetheart, you know? I went through that with my own other creator. You tend to, I mean, if you're known out here as being who you are and being a genuine person, those creators love you because you give them a beard in a way. You know what I'm saying? You lend to their credibility. And of course, there was a lot of stuff going on the channel I was at that I was not aware of, that when I became aware of and started trying to get away from it, it blew up in my face. You know what I mean?
Oh, it did. Yeah.
And I mean, as soon as I found out there was stuff going on that I was like, oh, this is not right. No, 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 no. Then it's a problem. You are the problem then.
But then Dorothy exploited that.
Yeah. And
on you and on everyone else there, which I totally didn't agree with. She exploited that.
Dorothy knew what was going on the whole time. They were in contact. They were in contact. So I never had any personal phone calls or interactions with Dorothy ever. Well, I will take that back. 2 emails over Christmas about that money to be donated to someone else. And that's all. I don't know. I'm horrible at emails. I have been meaning to email you, Jura, forever.
I'm the same.
I'm just not a behind. Let's go.
Scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that way. And I was depicted as someone who's just the biggest puppet master of all time.
But I knew that wasn't true. And to be quite honest, no one was interested.
No, I watched that.
I mean, nobody was interested, not even in the chat. She exploited that. Like, so what? It was Tick's mod chat. There was nothing mind-blowing about it. She was like, come everybody and see this. Nobody was interested. They were
what I was laughing about is that I had said something about growing up in Kansas. Well, anybody who's seen some of the lives I was on, I was very open about I grew up in Kansas, you know? And that's what I found funny. She thought there was some type of code in that. Because I said that I was actually, I do not live in Kansas now. I live in Iowa. Big deal. Everybody knows it. And I said something about there was a tornado that touched down 20 miles south of me. It didn't hit me because we were talking about weather and stuff during that chat. And she took it as that was some type of, what was it? It was a signal to Crafton and Kim. And I'm like, I don't talk to Crafton and Kim.
But you know, this is what I'm saying.
She's paranoid.
The paranoia has got
Yeah.
unreal.
Mhm.
You know, Rabbit probably, look, I know all that went down back in the day with when she was a mod for Rabbit for a short while. Did I believe the story she told me? No. Did I, you know, bring it up with her and say, well, I think you're actually lying? No, I didn't. There was a lot of things, yes, I knew weren't right, but I just let it go over my head. I certainly did confront her about a lot of things, and we used to go at each other. Dorothy does not like confrontation at all. She can't cope with it. She'll just lose her head completely. But I do have to say, the Dorothy that I know or knew, the deterioration in the last few months is, I mean, it's bad.
I agree.
The ranting, the raving, the
Yeah.
hours and hours and hours, like 18 hours on a live.
Look
on a
at that
bloody live.
screaming tantrum she had
Yes.
over you having me on your live.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then the minute your live stopped, I'm not joking. It's
That was
like,
all made up.
yeah,
That was
it's
all made
like
up.
snap. And like she went back to like just talking. I was like, wow.
Well, that's what Boss Lady 2300, that was one of the reasons she jumped. When Dorothy done that and she phoned her and it was the laugh down the phone.
Yes.
Do you think I pulled it off? Do you think they believed me?
Wow.
Basically, she wanted
No,
everyone to hate me.
Oh my
and
God.
love her, right?
Yeah.
So it was all a big act, this crying and screaming that Jer done this and Jer done that. And it was the laugh. It was like, huh, huh, huh. Do you think they believed me? Do you think I've got this pulled off? She thought, fuck this. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Because there's something not right with anyone doing that. That paranoia is it's a dangerous thing. It really, really is. And I will say this, I think she's actually a bad person. Yeah, she is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not often I would say that about anyone. But yeah, she is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it sounds bad, but to everybody out there, they don't know that she has an inner web of people that they do this stuff. They listen to her, and they do what she tells them to do. I'm not going to go into that, but did you notice, I don't know how many people noticed her, 35-minute live when she first got out? Did you see that? Okay, there's a few things I caught on that. That is amazing. I don't know if you've addressed this, but she told everybody what was going on, right? And then that was some bad acting with I think Natasha called me. Ooh, Natasha's in the audience. Did you call me Natasha? It's like, come on, that's the worst acting I've ever seen. And it's like, come on, step up your game, girl.
Thank you, Dawn. That's fine. I'm not going to discuss it here, love, honestly.
It was like 10 minutes in, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as Natasha got up on panel, the money started rolling in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And I ran it back because I was like, oh, wait, where's this all coming from? Right? I counted in 20 minutes, $700. Okay.
No way.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
700 exactly.
Wow, Ginger.
Okay. And during that time, I'm looking, I recognized maybe 3 of the names. Yeah. Okay. I come from both groups. You think that I would recognize these people. Right? I know names change and stuff like that, but I recognized absolutely none of the people except for 2 names.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's alts.
Yeah.
They're donating under alts to get people to pour in money.
And then surprised.
Okay. Yeah. And I was like, because I'm so used to Natasha's tricks. It sounds bad. Seeing them, You do.
You get used to them. You're like,
I know the cues. So I was like, I'm going to watch this even closer. So I'm watching, and the money's rolling in. And as soon as it stops, she'd say something, and it's like a cue. It would start again.
Yeah.
Boom,
Yes.
boom. And, you don't think about it if it's 5, 10, $20, right? But when you're seeing it 100,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's something up. 150. I'm like, okay, nobody does that,
That's
Mhm.
crazy.
10, I could see people sparing, 15, 5, nothing bit major.
Yeah.
But it's a red flag when you see the hundreds, because you only see that in her channel. And I mean, I was like, wait a minute. Because, I've heard it from other people that came out of there too. And people that came out that were close to her in her circle, you know what I mean? And
am.
mods.
Yeah.
I'm friends with a few of her old mods, And I'm like, I usually don't take what people say and just believe it. But when it matches with what you're seeing all the time, it's a pattern. And I added up that 700, and then 5 minutes before they ended, for the last few donations, it was, we got to start a PayPal for you.
Yeah. For the teeth that's already been
Mhm.
gone, long gone,
Uh-huh.
and the watch that she can get on Medicaid.
Mm-hmm.
It's all a bloody scam.
You can get the teeth on Medicaid.
Yeah. But her teeth's been missing for years. You only
Yeah.
have to look at her mouth. And they can see that, and it's very obvious that they can see it. But they're choosing to ignore it because it suits them. Hey,
Yeah.
camera. It's crazy. And she's daughter that was so anti wish lists, cash apps, PayPals. That's what she dragged Natasha for. She detested Natasha
Mhm.
for doing that. It's crazy.
Did you notice the nurse changed in the story?
Oh yeah. I mean, I do believe she was in the hospital. I'm not
I
saying
do.
she wasn't, but
No, I meant the story
all
about
right.
how Natasha was talking to the nurse.
Ah, right. Yes.
Oh
yes.
no, what was said?
And she said that the male nurse, and then they were talking about this nice male nurse gave the information. Then by the end of the live, the male nurse was a female nurse.
Wow.
I'm just inconsistencies.
I didn't believe that Natasha was able to speak to a nurse and get any information, because I'm not being funny. Nurses are in critical care
Yeah.
do not have time for chit chat with people who are not families. They
Yep.
just don't.
Several members of family here in critical care, whether they had strokes, surgeries, whatever. And unless you were listed on the paper when they go in, information, that's just, they don't have time to do that.
No, they don't.
I got a message, or I got a call from my aunt, I want to say last year, and she's like, your sister had another stroke. You need to go to, she gave me the name of the hospital, and she's on this floor. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense, because ICU is not on that floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I went there, and they're like, we don't have anybody by this name here. That hospital nurse called from her desk and called the hospital across the street. And they said, yes, we have a patient by that name. So then I went across the street and I went to the desk, and they're like, okay, they wanted to know very specifically, how I was related and all that. And I look just like my sister. We're all a bunch of redheads. We're not. But yes, they are very specific, and they walked me down. Sure, my sister knew who I was.
Yeah.
So they are very specific. They're not going to sit there and go. And anytime after that, my sister being in the hospital or anything, they would say the patient is stable, or visiting hours or this and that. They don't specifics.
Or a lot of the times, like, especially obviously the fact that Natasha wasn't even family or anything like that, unless she lied, they would have said, well, you need to speak to one of the members of the family to get that information, I'm afraid. Or, you can't assume it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's patient confidentiality at the end of the day. And if they were to give that information over, that's breach of a patient's confidentiality.
And what was it? What was it? The nurse supposedly said to Dorothy was Alana.
Yes.
I'm like, that doesn't even sound like Natasha.
I know.
How in the hell did she get Natasha out of Alana?
I know.
I think Ava has said something very true here. I guess Dot's not breaking any laws by getting donations. That's true.
No, we don't. That's
trouble
not an
is,
issue.
But listen, trouble is, to keep up this level of, to keep the level of drama up, she has to escalate it. That's where the danger is to her health and those around her. Sad, actually. Ava, bingo. That's exactly what it is. She will get worse because she wants that money.
Yeah,
she's desperate for that money.
Yeah, but by saying that, like saying that she's not breaking any laws, she actually is, because she's saying that she needs new teeth because she fell and knocked teeth out. That's a lie.
Please, I'm almost 50. I need new boobs. Okay.
I need mine reduced.
Memphis Mama, I have noticed, you're right. Dorothy is over in DC's quite a lot. She is going to a lot of different channels. And I'm sure, Rabbit, you've noticed her over there because I know you're over in DC. She is starting to putting her feelers out because she needs content and she wants to use those people for content. Because when it does end with NC, and it will, she needs new subs.
Yep.
So by her going over there, that's where she's going to get her subs.
You know what? I don't know. I mean, because Lori, you came in at about the same time I did. I don't know when you came in, Dora, because I think you were already there when I came into Dorothy's. I came in about October.
Yeah, it's about November for us.
October, I came in there. I think I came into Country Joe's and the end of October, beginning of November, because I ran into her in another chat. And I'm like, well, I'm going to sub to CJ. She seems really cool to talk to.
Yeah.
So I started going into CJ's then. And I went into both of them at the same time, So, yeah. I was like,
maybe it's October. I don't know. The bloody months have just rolled on. I can't remember when.
Well, I say it's a year in YouTube. Yeah, each month. I say that each month on YouTube is a year.
Oh, it is. Absolutely. Hey, Rabbit.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Hi, Rabbit.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm glad you're up because I can ask you a few questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have to push back a little bit in regards to Dorothy changing. She has not changed at all. From the moment that she started her channel, to me, it's been absolutely apparent what her MO is. She has one single motivation above anything else. And to me, it's been obvious.
Right.
And I've grown kind of cynical on this platform. And I have to question some people that were there at the time when she was bad. Well, I have to ask Iris, right? I have to. I have to question people that were enabling her and above and beyond that endorsing it and saying some pretty nasty things along with her when it was easy and brave to do so. when her channel was growing so quickly. And it's too easy now to point out all her faults and her obvious addiction and her obvious toxicity.
Mm-hmm.
But why did people not see that at the time when it was obvious? That's my
Right.
cynical
Well, no,
question.
I actually think that's a very, very fair question. And I'm more than happy to answer it, right? The Dorothy I knew went, Hi Hannah, went as Dorothy C, was only ever in comments. That is how we all got to know each other over in the other community. So Dorothy was always very into her true crime. So was I. We always had good comments back and forth. She had decided to start a channel.
You
going
remember
up-
her starting a channel with Broken Justice?
Right. I remember she had started the channel with Broken Justice. I never watched it. I have to hold my hand up. She had started her recovery channel, and then she decided that she would start this other channel, the Kelly the Advocate.
Yeah.
Now, it was a hate channel, absolutely. No,
Without a
no,
doubt. It
without
was
a doubt.
literally abuse.
It was abuse. I agree with you. All the truth channels were in there, all of us. Okay.
So I've heard, yeah. I missed so much.
Yeah.
You
You know,
just
there was
bits and pieces.
everybody. When I'm saying everybody, they were all in there. Okay.
Okay.
And you can go back and you can look. There was wrenches. I was made a wrench. Now, did I go on panel? No, I didn't go on panel until probably November. I can only speak for myself and say that people that know me knows that I didn't go up and trash talk anyone. I didn't.
See,
But
I've heard different.
part...
I've heard different than that, Juror, but I can't.
No, I did. No, I can only say what I think I know what you're talking about. I did indeed. And I stand by that night that I did. Absolutely. And I stand by what I said. Okay. If I say something, I'll own it. I own that. And I meant every word that night. Okay. There's two sides to a story, Rabbit. Always make sure that you hear both sides. Okay.
Absolutely. I've learned that lesson.
Yeah. Now, again, that was only one night that I can say that I went up on a panel anywhere and let it go. Okay. I'm not going to discuss that now because as far as I'm concerned, that's over.
And it's not for me to discuss either. Yeah.
No. I was going to have my say. I didn't have my say up until that. But again, I will defend myself when people are lying about me. Okay? So I hope that's fine. I did that. Big deal. One night. Wow. Now, I was part of that channel. I did mod in that channel. I had no business being in that channel when that was targeting Kelly the Advocate. Right? That was wrong. It was wrong.
It was
and
wrong.
I
I'm glad you're saying that.
And I had no business being in there and doing that to one person. There was hundreds of people, all belonging to the truth community. They might have selective memories, but we were all there. I was part of the truth community. None of us had any, business in there. And I regret that. I've made my apologies where it was needed. Okay. Now, as for Dorothy, did I know she tells total lies? Yes, I did. Absolutely, I did. Did I let it go over me? Yeah, I did. But I did confront her a lot, Rabbit. I think we did support it until we didn't support it. You're right about that too. The only reason I'm speaking up, let's be honest here, is because she shit on me.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be sitting up here speaking if I was fit to walk away without her trashing me? Probably not. We're all the same, aren't we, really? Do I know that she's treated some people, oh, awful? Yeah. Did I sit back and let that happen? Yeah, I did. And I regret that. I do regret that.
Okay. Well, you're owning it, and
I am owning it.
I know the what you were referring to back there, right? And like, I'm not here to speak for anyone else or make arguments for anyone else. And that's maybe something that you guys yourselves could maybe sort out on another channel, maybe at some point. I don't know. As you say, there's two sides to every story, right?
Absolutely, there's two sides to every story. As far as I'm concerned, I've moved away from that. I closed the door, not going back there, right? Have absolutely no want or need. You know, at the end of the day, I interact with people that I enjoy interacting with on here. Other people I just block from the chats, and it works for me.
Yeah.
And again, I have no problem owning anything that I have said out of my own mouth, and I stand by it. And I do stand by it. People might not like that, but it's the way I felt, and it's the way I still feel.
Some people certainly won't like it, but I'm sure you know that, like you say, right?
That's fine.
That's a kind of separate issue.
Yeah.
But
I can and I do come up and I will speak without having to swear every other word, without calling people horrendous names. I don't need to do that. I can get my point across quite well without doing that.
When did you start to realise what Dorothy was really like? Because how long?
I'm going to be honest here. I have to be honest here. I am a greenhorn when it comes to anything to do with drugs. Okay. I have never taken so much as an illegal substance in my life, Rabbit. Right. So everything to me was alien. I didn't know what way people acted when they were in active addiction. Okay. I just thought Dorothy had started to decline around Christmas time. There was things that happened. Did I cover for her? Yes, I did. Then in February, she lost her head with me and Sagacious for commenting in Granny's Watching's chat. But prior to that, she had been speaking to people. The paranoia was all out there. She thought everyone was working against her with these mad, outlandish plans and conspiracies. None of it made sense. None of it made sense.
She's a paranoid wreck. I mean, that's been obvious for a long time, right?
But I couldn't understand that, Rabbit. I didn't understand this behaviour. Then it was kind of like there was a 47-hour live done in February on Granny's Watching. And I said to her, I'm not going to come back into the channel very much. I can't listen to this. It's wrong. And she said, her words to me was, I want to break her. Now, as
she's
a
a very angry person, isn't she? She got a lot of bitterness in her.
Absolutely. And at the time, I was like, no, she was very angry with me that I wasn't in chats much. Then I'm sure you know what happened in April between us.
I don't really.
We had arranged to do a live. And
she left you on panel on your own. Sorry.
She did, but she had planned that. Her internet hadn't went down. She wanted to test me, was her words. There was over 200 people in chat. I wasn't going to shut down a live and say, oh, I can't stay here. I'm not allowed. While I continue on my channel on my own life. She then started another live on her own channel, crying, wailing, calling me all. And she had phoned another lady who had contacted me, Miranda. That's when Miranda left, she started to laugh down the phone and say,
Oh, is that
"Do
the
you
recording
think-"
that was played, is it?
Hey, Brittany. No. She started to laugh down the phone and say, "Do you think they believe me? Am I doing all right?" And Miranda said, like, "What the fuck are you doing, Dorothy? You know, Jer's not done anything on you." She said, "Well, I want everybody to unsub from her, and I'm going to get the sympathy, and basically they would all hate me." But it didn't turn out that way at all for Dorothy. Nobody turned on me. Nobody.
Yeah.
And I thought that we could be decent about it and just leave it. You know, YouTube friendships break up, walk away. No. What started was a complete dragging of me. But she's nothing on me, Rabbit, because I've not done. My hands are clean. So it was just the same old shite day in, day out. And then I said, fuck it. I'm going to come back at her and debunk her lies. And that's what I've been doing. And that's the story.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
Now,
fair
did I know until I saw her last week? I'm not going to lie, I was shocked, absolutely shocked at her appearance.
Yeah, like I said in chat earlier, I think it was
Yeah.
a shock for anyone that's seen her. I mean, it's clear as day what her problems are, right? Without going into any details. And I don't wish her any harm or anything, you know. It's clear to see the danger in her.
Yeah.
Just through not only her behavior up until that point for a long time, but actually just seeing her. There's certain things you cannot hide, you know, on camera.
No,
And
you're right. You're right.
it's staggering, you know, especially how quickly she has succumbed back to what is, I think, her number one addiction, which is
Yes.
this bloody thing here, this YouTube. It's replaced what should be there in her life to give her any validation or satisfaction that people normally get in their life. She has replaced that entirely with this platform. It's why her only motivation, number one motivation, is not simply numbers. And this, like, I guarantee you, she doesn't even dislike granny watching to any real degree. If it
Yeah.
was convenient or if it was suitable at some stage, if she falls out with Natasha and it suited her and Granny's watching went along with it, which I doubt she would, but if that was to occur, she would have no hesitation in aligning with Granny's watching because she doesn't care about people or ethics or morals or loyalty or friendships. It's entirely about her channel growth. That's simply it. And you might be able to throw in money in there as well. I don't know if I keep hearing that she's.
Oh, the money's bad. She was very, very against the money. We had discussed it many times. It's now desperate. There's a clip in my channel where she had recorded herself last year, only 1 year ago, where she admitted that being an addict, you know, she would do anything for money. She would, you know, come onto a platform like this and get money whatever way. And it's bad. Laurie can tell you and Ginger can tell you that e-begging is continuous now. It's continuous, Rabbit.
It's rather ironic when she was apparently so against that to begin with,
Yeah.
right? But she's basically contradicted literally 100% of her statements in her time. 100%.
Oh, she has. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
actually comical.
definitely.
If she wasn't so dangerous, it'd be
Yeah.
actually comical, right? And what I was going to bring up about it's why I might sound like I'm giving you a bit of a hard time as well here, right?
No,
It's
you're not. You're not.
because what she put Kelly through, and myself and
Mhm.
Kelly have fallen out, right? Because I, in retrospect, probably gave Kelly too hard a time, right? I kind of regret that because Kelly is a decent person, right? I'm
Yeah, she is.
convinced of that, right? She's a good person, and what she did to Kelly the Advocate during that period of time, that could easily have resulted in a really bad outcome. Okay,
Yeah.
she was taking enjoyment and she was taking such pleasure out of thinking that she was causing Kelly real mental trouble, right?
I agree. Yeah.
And that's a psychopath. That is a
Well,
psychopath.
yeah, well, the number one trait of psychopaths is a complete, utter void of sympathy or empathy, right?
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
true. You know,
Yeah.
that is so true. And it's looking back at things. You know, the reason that she flipped to be with Natasha. I mean, her words to me, it was business. Her channel was circling the drain. It was going down the drain. There were some days that she maybe had 30 in chat, and she wasn't making any money. So she
How
had
ungrateful! How ungrateful! I mean, I would love to have 30 in my chat.
Yes,
What's the
look.
problem
Oh,
with
that
30
Michael
people?
Long case, really. So I was like,
Oh,
boring. I'd never
Yep.
went in when I used to go in and go, hi, and then I'd leave. I'd be like, fuck this, I ain't saying
but
this.
she
Yeah.
had to do that at that time.
I don't think she
She
really
had to
cares
do.
about true crime, does she?
No,
I think she maybe did at one point, right?
Yeah.
She was really good about the Chris
She
Watts case. She was
was.
really
Yes.
knowledgeable, right?
Uh-huh.
I
Mhm.
listened to a few of the lives that she did with Broken Justice, and they were good. They really were. But that's long gone now. She does not care about that side of things anymore. She knows where her bread's buttered, right? She knows
Oh,
what side
absolutely.
is buttered.
Yeah. Looking back on things, the lies, the Kelly, another person who I feel absolutely awful for, and she knows this, is Broken Justice.
Yeah, she's here in chat.
Yeah, I know. Oh, no, I've Broken Justice.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have made a lot of apologies to her because Dorothy came on and she told us this story about what Broken Justice did. And immediately where Broken Justice went into a chat, she was to be blocked. Creators done that. A lot of them did. Some of them didn't. She wanted to isolate Broken Justice, and she did it. She wanted to do the same with me. What she put that woman through for a year is horrendous.
Yeah, I heard a lot of
And it
stories.
actually sends shivers down my back of the lies. Now, the first time I actually started to question it, Rabbit, was another mod in your chat came into my comments. And she said, look, Ger, I can tell you now, I did not ever ask Broken Justice for photographs of Dorothy's children. That didn't happen. Kelly never asked us to get photographs. So I went to Dorothy and I said, look, this person, who she dragged for a year as well, but I'm not going to mention her here, has said to me, and I believe her, this woman wouldn't do this. And Dorothy said, oh, all right then. And I was like, so you haven't got evidence of any of this? No.
Yeah. I know who you're speaking about, and I can vouch
You do?
for that.
Yep. And I don't want to bring her name up. She's been through enough with all over this shite. It was bizarre, the lies. Now, then I done a little bit of research myself and went back. There was no Facebook groups made up in Dorothy's children's names. It didn't happen, right? Broken Justice didn't do that. There is no photographs were shared to Kelly. It didn't happen, right? She has lied totally, utterly against this woman.
You know what the number one trait is of an actual addict, right? It
Right,
becomes
go ahead.
second nature to them is how casually they lie or insinuate things that they have no basis for. I've got first-hand experience because I know how much she's lied about her experience with me. It's actually laughable, the things that she was saying, you know? I mean, it was literally the definition of gaslighting, right? But she got away with it because I was off for other reasons, right? I wasn't able to correct her lies, and it was unbelievable what she was trying to get people to believe. But she forgets that there was a lot of people around at that time and seen how she behaved on my channel and why it went the way it did, right? She forgets that. And
Oh my God. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, if anybody dared say even one negative thing about Rabbit, she was under the comments.
Yeah.
Giving them a real bollocking.
Yeah. Yeah, she was my #1 fan, and it became too much, right? I ended up having to delete comments, and I had to delete comments that she was putting under my channel under a fake account of hers supporting herself because she was having an argument with Sagacious, right? So she was going after Sagacious. So I ended up having to delete half her comments because it was just, I knew it was her fake account.
Yeah,
Because
her fake accounts are quite obvious.
She may have forgotten it. She already exposed that was her account.
Yeah.
Her fake account on Critical Case channel.
She did, and I've got screenshot.
Yeah. Head Wolf or something, right?
That's it.
Right? And the actual truth of what happened, Dorothy, is you came up on my panel one time because you were unhappy of what was going on in the chat, and you went absolutely ballistic. And that was my first indication of what you were really like. So I politely told you I didn't want you to be a Wrench anymore. Okay? That was it. End of story. And then she had gone away and started a channel with Broken Justice that I knew nothing about. And then months and months and months later, when I'm gone from YouTube, she's trying to tell everyone that Rabbit was upset because Dorothy was starting a channel with someone else. That's why I got rid of her Wrench. Anyone that was there at the time knows that's a lie.
Yeah.
And as I say, an addict lies so casually, it can be really believable to people that first come across this person because they're so good at it. They're so good at insinuating rumors and making them sound like truths.
It's manipulation.
Yeah,
it is.
Firsthand. My mother was an addict and an alcoholic. So usually when I see this stuff, I run for the hills. And I will say the first time I ever saw her, she was under the avocado. And I went there because somebody else that I really have a lot of respect for, Nicole, was trying to stick up for someone else. And I didn't want Nicole being attacked, you know. I didn't go in there under, like I'm going to just, I just went in there for support for Nicole, because she was by herself. And I'm like, this lady is just tearing into somebody else I don't want anything to do with, and I should have stuck with that, but when she changed her channel name to Surviving the Storms, I didn't realize it was the same person. So I didn't know. But I did hear her tearing into Kelly that night. But she had a different picture and everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know Kelly. I have no pony in this race. I certainly don't want to have anything to do with anyone being attacked, especially someone I don't know, So I was like, this lady is a turnoff, you know what I mean? So I left. But when I didn't run into her again until she was going on about Natasha Cooper funds. And that's when I found her again under a different name. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I didn't know her history. I didn't know any of that, really. And I never was fully in there, you know what I mean? Just pop in here and there. Now, when she would start talking about Kelly or anybody else, I dipped because I have no skin in that game,
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. And I have recently found Kelly, and I like her. I really do. So I do not, when I go out on these streets as a sub, I am sub to so many people. And oh, I even dipped when she was talking about Broken Justice because
Oh,
I had no I had seen Broken around and I talked to her in chats here and there and I liked her. So I'm not going to hang out in a place where people are talking bad, you know? So I'll dip if anything negative is going on. I mean, there's so many people out here that do not get along with each other. But I'm not going to sit in there and listen to a bash on somebody that I respect or like. I don't know. I think it's an ethical boundary for me. And I mean, I don't know you, Rabid.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've seen you on panel in CK before,
Yeah,
like last year, way back. Because I found her interesting here and there.
She
she
certainly
is.
is.
Yeah.
I look her charisma, you know what I mean? And I think that's what a lot of them have, that charisma, you know? And if they're talking true crime, I'm in there. But when you start bashing on people and going over the lines, being real personal, I'm dipping. I don't have to announce my departure. I do not have to make a scene about it because any type of attention you give to it, it's reinforcing their behavior. You know what I mean? I certainly am not all for anybody hurting anyone. But if you're, if you're talking about someone that I respect or I like, I mean, and I'm out. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings by being there. I may listen if there's something really, you got receipts and there's something really informative that I need to know to make an informed decision. I'll listen, but I'm not participating.
Yeah.
And that's what we should have done. We should have done that.
And none of it made sense to me. When she started going off on Broken, I was like, this doesn't make sense because this does not fit with the person that I have chatted with.
Yeah.
It's inconsistent. I'm out.
There was no evidence of anything. It doesn't matter who she attacks. It's like, Brittany J is the most lovely girl, right? I love her channel. I go over, you can go in. It's not all this, that, and other. And it's a great chat. Why she started on her, I do not know. Granny's watching. Well, we know how that all started at Christmas. And it just escalated and escalated. Rabbit, you probably saw all this play out and was thinking, what the heck? Not all of it. Some of it, and was thinking, what the heck is all these people still in there for?
Yeah, I really feel for Broken Justice. She, from what I gather, she must have felt incredibly isolated at that point, right? Because she didn't have the support that Dorothy had at the time, right?
Oh my God. If she had been into a chat, she was immediately blocked. Isn't that awful?
That's what narcissists do. They isolate their victims.
That's exactly what she did. She wanted to isolate people.
Yeah.
As I say, I'll own what I said and what I've done over there. I had no business been over there. I came out of there, and I've said this many times. I don't align with any one creator, Rabbit. I just don't.
Oh, okay.
I'm me. That's it. I go wherever I want. I'm not fighting with anyone. I don't get involved in other people's arguments. That's their business. And that's the way I'm going to do. And I know you're the same, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not into the whole kind of team thing or tribes, things like that,
No.
I find try and avoid that kind of thing, as much as possible. But that does not mean there's a difference between that and having no loyalty. Okay, people do make genuine friends on this platform. It's not
Absolutely,
like
they do.
it's not like there's some chasm between real life and YouTube or social media. Like those things are starting to blend as we're progressing in society. It's just the way it's going. The way digital technology is changing society, essentially, right? It's it's totally fine to have real friends through this platform, and there's, as I say, there's a difference between having that kind of loyalty and um, just being a part of a tribe, right? Where you're scared to go on another channel because it's seen as being on the other side of the fence.
Yeah. Hmm.
There's a kind of, it's quite nuanced, but there is a difference.
And you're right. And you should be able to go wherever you want. And if you feel that you can't, then that should really tell you something, that you're in a tribe, and that's not a good thing.
Oh. And listen, I've made my mistakes, right? I've been conned. Now, I don't know.
Just a bit, Rabbit.
I have indeed, yeah.
Third time's the charm, boy.
Kind of famous for that, right? I'm just hoping I have as many lives as a cat does, right? I think I'm up to my 5th life by this point.
Nah, you're only in your 3rd. This is 3rd time's the
Right.
charm.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if there may be people in here that may like Mommy Ramblings. I'm not sure, right? But I made a massive mistake by defending her over like another creator, 2 creators actually, right? And I was on Diane's channel, right? Defending Mommy Ramblings to the hilt, and as it transpired, I've seen what she was really all about and what she was really like, and the amount of regret I have over that in retrospect. I've had to make so many apologies because of that. I cringe when I think back to that.
But you've learned from it, I think.
Yeah, I think it takes a good 2 or 3 years on here to really, you know what I mean, to stop making the same mistakes.
With MRB, look, I don't go to her channel. I was never a rambler. Her content isn't my cup of tea. But I will say this. I was surprised to see Dorothy. She always had said she would leave her alone, right? She's been at her big time this week.
There's no one off limits for Dorothy. No one.
Oh, well, I think I've realised that now. And I thought, oh, Dorothy, this is bad. When you're going that low, really. Even not for MRB, but for there was 2 other people that she was close to on that channel. Mm. And I feel that's a betrayal. Mm. And I honestly don't know why she's doing it. Now, I do know that she's over quite a bit in another community. And she's trying to put her, dip her feet, really. Because she's not stupid. She knows it's not going to last forever.
Yeah, she's circling like a vulture, around Diane's channel right now. Mm-hmm. She's trying with BBT and Pink Lady Luck. I know her game,
Yeah. And I hope they do. But again, we all had to learn, and she might not just get away with the same over there. There's a different, I know you're in Diane's channel, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm quite friendly with Diane.
Yeah.
I'm up there now and again, yeah.
Again, that's a part of YouTube I'm never over. So I kind of stick to this little bit, which isn't a good thing either. Because you tend to get locked in.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
And that's not a good thing. But I do remember when she told me that you had written her a very long email, basically pleading with her not to leave.
Show it, Dorothy, show it. Doesn't exist.
And basically you were heartbroken.
Oh my God.
Yeah. She was leaving you. And she couldn't believe that you didn't want to wish her well and starting a new channel.
Oh,
and she was very disappointed.
Okay, anyone that's listening to this, because I know people linger, please go and ask her to show it, please. It doesn't exist.
And that's all she ever really said about that time. She didn't really go into it too much. It was more the broken justice.
I bet she didn't. I've asked her in the last kind of few months
Mhm.
if she'd be prepared to do a live with me, and she didn't get back to me, and I know why. She knows
Oh,
what I
that'd
know.
be interesting.
She knows what I know. It wouldn't be in her interest unless
She
No,
she's
did speak
got.
on
certainly
that.
not.
Yeah, she did actually speak on that a short while ago.
Okay, what'd she say?
She said, "Oh, Rabbit has asked me to come on and have a chat with him on a neutral panel, but it could get messy. No, I'm not doing it. No, this was so long ago. It's not even worth going back to that."
Well, she's kind of right about that, to be fair. I mean, after I even asked her, I was like, what's the point? No one cares anymore. You know, I mean, I know the truth. She knows the truth. Anyone that was around knows the truth. You know, I don't
Yeah, that's
care
true.
really that much, you know.
And I think you're right. People do know that she's a liar. And she'll tell a lie as quick as she doesn't even know what truth is.
It's second nature.
I think it is. And I think what you've said earlier has kind of, it's like if somebody has got that addict personality, it's just common second nature to them to lie. It's very
Well,
natural.
that's what she told you that as well, Broken Justice. That is so funny.
See, that's what you told her too. It's crazy. And I do think it's going to get worse.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but yeah, I agree with you. It's like a car crash, isn't it? And you don't want to look.
Oh my God, I had that word in my head. Yeah. I was just about to say it's like a car crash, and you said it.
It's hard
hey, that girl.
Yeah, it's like a car crash.
It is, and it's going to get worse, and the abuse is going to get worse. She's been at everyone this week. Queen Bee, you name it. We've all got it. She's using it for content. Now, I know if I was the wise one, we'd all sit back and not respond to her. But I'm the sort of person that I want to bloody call out her lies, even though I know is it worth it? I don't know. It's the scams. The scamming's getting to me, though. The scamming for the teeth.
Well, yeah, that is a scam, pure scam, because she's been missing them bottom teeth for a lot longer than she's making out.
Oh, yeah.
It's the way she talks.
So how is your channel going, Rabbit?
Oh, it's getting there. It's getting there. I'm kind of sucked into the Sarah Boone case right now.
Yes.
That one really fascinates me, and I think it's coming up for trial, hopefully, in about a month. The 26th of July is when it's apparently due to start. I've not been able to confirm it, but I'm really hoping it does go to trial, because that, if anyone has heard of that case, or has not heard of that case, I would recommend looking into it, because it's a real tough one. There's a lot of grey area with it. What's that?
Which one is it?
So Sarah Boone was in a kind of pretty toxic relationship with her boyfriend for 2 or 3 years, and they were drinking one night, and for some, they seem to have a stupid, childish habit of playing hide and seek at night. And he had gotten into a suitcase, and it has to have been voluntary, right? They thought it would be a joke to do that, so she zipped it up. But she obviously she was obviously angry with him about something, because she ended up recording herself filming this guy in the suitcase begging to get let out, saying that he couldn't breathe, and she's sitting there hammered, barely able to talk, but goading him, saying, "This is how you make me feel. This is how you make me feel," and swearing and just being so cruel to him. And of course, she goes upstairs, and I suspect she blacked out. And then obviously in the morning, she gets up, she thinks that he's just downstairs on the computer. She stays in bed for a while, then eventually she walks downstairs and sees the suitcase. And he's passed away in the suitcase.
Oh shit.
So the big question is, she's been charged with second-degree murder, but the big question is, should it be second-degree murder or should it be manslaughter? Like, how mitigating are the circumstances? Because she was so drunk, and it turns out that she was alcoholic. So it's
Hold on a minute. That really does not make sense, because if he got himself in there, how the hell did he not get himself out?
She zipped
well,
it.
she zipped it all the way around.
All the way
Apparently,
around. Right, I get ya.
I think the zip was broken, and she had to put a
Right.
safety pin into it to be able to close it.
Jesus.
Wow.
And she's trying to make the case that she thought she left enough kind of space, that she didn't zip up the whole way, but she clearly did. You know, it's obvious from the video that he can't get out. He's begging to get let out. It's
He's
horrific.
begging, and you can hear his voice, and he wants out. She's obviously passed out. Oh my God, that's horrendous. I would say it's manslaughter.
Well, that's what I think, but not many people agree with me.
Oh,
And it's the reason, I think, or one of the it's difficult because she is so cruel on the video, and her
Yeah.
personality, she's so cold afterwards the next morning, and she's so cold in the interrogation. She's so selfish and narcissistic that the interrogators are looking at her like they just cannot believe her attitude, you know? So there's no jury is gonna give her an easy time.
if she had been regretful and
Yeah.
sorry for what she did, she
Yeah.
could have maybe got manslaughter. I think it is manslaughter. But apparently you only need a second for premeditated murder. So when she was zipping that up, was she actually thinking she was going to murder him? Probably
I don't
not.
think so. No. See, there's all different. I don't know if you want to get into this, but there's all different legal terminologies for different states. You know, they're all slightly different depending on which state it is. And one of the key things about second degree in Florida, where this took place, it doesn't have to be premeditation or an intent. There just has to be a real
Right.
disregard for human
For
life.
Right.
So they are legitimate to charge her of that. I'm just not sure if they'll succeed in getting that charge to stick, you know. But it's a really unique case for that reason.
Well, if you're going to follow the trial, that's going to be a good one. And another trial that I know Brittany J's going to do, which I'm really interested in, is the Christian Smart case.
Christian Smart? I don't know that one.
Oh, it's going back a long time. It's a cold case, but it was never really cold. They knew who done it. And they've managed to evade it for the last 20 or so years. But they've managed to get it all pulled together.
Okay.
And he's going on trial with his father.
All right.
And it's going to be, I love a good trial, Rabbit.
Oh, so do I.
Yeah.
My main thing is really interrogations, but I love the
Love
trials as well. I mean,
What happened to Jim Can't Swim?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was only a quid for his Patreon. Loved it.
Don't know what happened there.
He had millions of subs. I think he
Massive
was
sub.
hacked. Something tells me he was hacked.
Is it?
And that's why he gave it up, yeah. But no, you're good at doing the interrogations. Obviously, you've done Smeda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brittany Lazarus. Yeah. Oh my God. What a woman. Oh my God.
Oh, who's this? Ryan Waller case. Shot an eye. Oh my God, bullet lodged in his brain, and another bullet took part of his scalp. His girlfriend was shot in the head while she was sleeping. Oh, God.
Oh yeah, there's that's on YouTube, the interrogation. He ended up passing away shortly after the interrogation.
Is that the fella that was in the interrogation with the back of a skull, a hole in his skull, and they didn't realise that he was shot?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my God, that was awful.
and
Absolutely awful.
he's all confused and he's not able to answer questions properly, and they just didn't realize.
And his parents actually chose not to sue.
Oh,
My God, I would have sued their arses.
was there? Did they find out what happened? It was someone saying it was a robbery.
It was.
Right. God.
And it
that's
was only
pretty
nearly
bad.
at the end, after hours of interrogation, the detective got up and said, "There's something not right here." And young fella was going, "There's something in the back of my head." And he looked and he said, "Jesus, there's a bullet hole. There's a bullet in here."
Wow.
Yeah, it entered
Oh,
somewhere near his nose and then exited from the back of his head, didn't it?
yes,
It's crazy that that can occur and not kill you.
I know.
Or was the bullet maybe still lodged? I can't remember. But it definitely went through it entered through his nostril or near
It
his
did.
nostril and up into his head.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, I'm telling you, it's scary. It really is. But anyway, I think I've been 3 hours I've been on. Oh my God.
I need to go to bed.
Thank you so much. Can somebody drop Rabbit's channel
Oh, thanks.
link?
It was nice meeting you, Rabbit. I've heard the name, I think, being spewed out of Dorothy's mouth. But I never
Probably.
really knew who you were. So, and I think, Jory, you might have mentioned him.
Oh yeah, Rabbit's been around the block, haven't you? A bit like me.
Oh yeah. I've
We've
had
all
my
been.
trials and tribulations on here.
Oh my God, I think we all started. No, well, you maybe didn't start. I started back in 2018 on the Watts.
Well, yeah, that's about the same as myself. I don't know if it was 2018, but it was the Chris Watts case that brought me onto here.
Yeah.
Whose channels do you go? Like, what channels do you go to
Me?
like watch?
I think.
Diane.
I'll go to Diane now and again. I'm good friends with Diane. I mean, see, this is the thing. I think drama has a dirty word, right? Because a lot of drama on here. The drama that people don't like is the dishonest drama that's created and encouraged for nefarious reasons. Contrived drama. But drama itself is actually part of life and can be interesting. You know, genuine drama, people falling out or people having different opinions about stuff.
Yeah.
That's all well and good. There's a place for that kind of drama, right? That's the theatre of life, you know? It's when it's contrived and dishonest.
Yes. I think Diane would do resolutions.
She does. She's good at that, yeah.
Oh,
now, and I have to give her dues, right? She could have been so harsh on me, but she wasn't.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Skeisha's messaged me and she said, "Diane's channel has you in her title." And I was like, "What?" And that was the time that I was friends with Dorothy. Dorothy says, "Right, we'll go over, see what the crack is." Because we had a chat one night about all that had happened with Diane's channel. Obviously, Diane got to hear about it. And she did have questions. But she was very fair. And I was in comments. Dorothy got up and she done the speaking. And it actually turned out all right. She could have said, "Why did you say this, that, and other?" But, you know, I was only speaking. It was that night we were speaking about what had happened in the past with Diane, which shan't be mentioned.
Oh, I think at that point as well, maybe somewhere down her priority list, Dorothy was really hoping that she would get a really unfortunate live that I was a part of with another creator on Dorothy's channel.
Oh, yeah.
She wanted to get that so everyone could enjoy watching something that was really painful for myself and someone else that I was
get
connected
that.
to.
Wow.
Rather nice of her, isn't it? When I wasn't even around.
Yeah, you weren't around. It's none of anybody's business. There's things on here shouldn't be spoke about. You know, she has no, what's that word I'm trying to get?
Decency?
Oh, yeah. And you're probably right. She had been looking for that video. She can't get the video. Thank God. No, or people's not willing to give her it.
Well, she might try again now after hearing this.
But no, I mean, you know something? The majority of people have, you know, they have morals. You know, what's the point of bringing all that shit up again? It's done, it's dusted. You know, really? Nah. You know, that's in your past, you know, and we've all done things, let's be honest. Look at me sitting here. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But you know, there was good days too, with the Critical K and all that. There was. Absolutely.
Of course there was. Yeah, I'm just trying to learn to temper down my impulsivity a little bit. I'm working on it.
But I have to say, you were good. You know, you didn't let Kay, you know, like talk over you. You got your point.
Well, I got in trouble for that, didn't I?
You know, you did definitely. I always thought, yeah, you know, you had your view and you weren't going to be swayed. You were going to state your fact, and that was right. Now, I have to say, I watched Kay when she'd on the Mighty Long, and I agreed with everything she said. You know, when she was on topic and on doing it good, there was nobody better than her.
She was never more right than on that case.
Oh my God, yes.
Bang on the money with that case.
Oh my God, yes, she was. Totally.
The Johnny Depp case, not so much. But
I haven't listened to her since she came back. I think the heady days of past, you know, there's just a different audience now.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see that she's back on YouTube and she's doing well, I believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off.
All right, my love.
Soon. Lovely meeting you, Rabbit. Hi,
you
Ginger. Normally I'm just chatting to you in the chat, but it's lovely speaking to you on here.
You're knackered.
I am. I'm tired. I need to go to bed. I'll speak to you all soon. Bye bye.
All right, my love.
Bye everybody. Bye bye bye.
Bye, Lori.
No, she shouldn't have been taken off. I don't believe that. I don't believe in anybody should be cancelled.
Yeah, that was wrong.
It was wrong.
I mean, she did go pretty damn close to the line though on that particular case.
Oh my God, yes, absolutely, right? She did.
But
and she should have known.
Regardless, yeah, you can say, yeah, you can make that case. But regardless, she has a right to have a platform, definitely.
I think we all do, and I think, you know, when you look at who's on YouTube and who shouldn't really be on YouTube, oh my God, you know, they let everything go here. And it's even like with Natasha, who got all her 3 channels taken down. Again, I see some so much worse than her on here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I find Natasha to be quite entertaining. I don't know enough about her or about any of the drama to have an opinion, but just looking at it on the surface, she seems quite a smart person. She's entertaining. That's as much as I know about her though, right?
I think with Natasha, I'm going to say, I do the clips, and between her and Robbie, I have to say they're probably my 2 favourite to clip because they're hilarious.
I'll say Robbie.
Yeah, they have the best one-liners.
I've not seen you say Robbie for a while, actually.
Yeah, they just crack you up. They're funny. Natasha's very, very funny. Now, if you're on the wrong side of her, she has got a bad tongue.
Yeah.
She will rip you apart.
Well, good old Merp found that out.
Oh my God. But saying that, I think she went too hard at MRB. I definitely do. It went too far. It really did. It did. But, you know, hopefully now that's all quieting down. MRB's over there doing her shells. She seems happy enough. So, you know. But anyway, peeps, time to go. Ginger, thank you so much for coming up.
Thank you, sweetheart. Good meeting. Rabbit.
Yeah. You too, Ginger. Have a good night.
Rabbit,
Mhm.
great to have you up.
Thank
And I
you.
hope you pop up again.
Uh-huh.
I hope to do these on a Saturday evening
Okay.
at a decent time, so we can have a chat just what's going on and not, about the tubes. It's not always going to be about Dorothy. I mean, there's plenty more out there. It's just really this week was a bit.
Crazy.
So when are you going live again?
Oh God, I never know. I'm like you. I'm trying to get more into the habit of coming on earlier. I just can't do the late hours as much anymore. It's just
No,
too much.
I can't. I kind of might do a live every couple of weeks, and then I'll leave it for another few weeks. But I know that a lot of people like to have a weekly live, but I couldn't see these daily lives. Jesus, I couldn't do that.
Oh God, I know.
Oh my
It's
God.
I can't see how people can keep that up. Like almost every day for hours upon hours.
It's madness.
Yeah, it's too much.
I'm too old. I'm 50. I'll be 51 in August. I couldn't keep up to that. Are you still in Scotland, Rabbit?
I am, yeah, but not for
Very
too much
good.
longer. Not for too much longer.
Are you going to Ireland?
I'll be over to your Isle soon, yeah.
Oh, are you going to stay for good?
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it. You'll love it. You will love it.
Ireland's home to me now,
Yes. Yes.
I feel like I'm in a foreign country right now. It's really strange.
And you'll take Scottish and Irish, we're very alike. We're Celts.
Yeah, but the Scottish are a little too moody, I think. I
Yeah,
prefer
well, you're
the
known to be, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I don't hide the fact I am so proud to be Irish. There's not another, country I would want to be from.
You're up in the north, are you?
I am. And I have a cottage in the south.
Oh, nice.
And it's just right beside the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh, wow.
So
it's not Cork,
there's
is it?
No, it's Donegal.
Oh, nice. Donegal.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's
Love
a
it.
great part of Ireland, isn't it?
Now, we don't have internet. We don't have TV. But that's the way we want it, because there's so much to see and do. And, you get back to doing what you always did, like read a book, talk.
Yeah. Do you know, for some reason, you're giving me images of one of my favorite films, The Field.
Oh.
You seen that? With Richard Harris and
Yes.
another famous actor. There's another couple of really famous actors in that. John Hurt's in it.
I know what you're talking. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, such a great Irish film. For anyone that's ever been to Ireland and been out in the country, you really recognise the characters in this film.
Oh, Ballybunion, Kerry. Well, you're going to Cork, I believe. Yes.
No, Galway. But I lived in Cork.
Oh, Galway.
When I first went over, I lived in Cork for 5 years, and then 5 years up in Galway.
Galway, beautiful. Oh yeah, beautiful. Now, I don't know where you're going, but probably the internet connection will not be great.
Well, it should be okay because I won't be out in the sticks or anything.
Oh, are you not? Oh well, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. But you'll love it. Well, as you say, it's your second home. Scotland really isn't your home, is it?
No, it feels like the past now.
Yeah, you just kind of want to get on and move on.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, right, Rabbit. Hope to speak to you soon, my love.
All right.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for
everyone.
coming in. Everybody was so respectful. Lots of different people from different channels. And it just shows you we can all collect in one place without hair and teeth going. So thank you very much. And I'll see you next Saturday. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.